Broken highways have become my home. Alone in a world of rust and ruin stay. Through grey civilization's dust I roam, and my wasteland soul never will be truly whole. My only remaining goal now to survive. Someday the rains will come and wash it all away. The heart of the wasteland will awaken on this day. Shattered remains of once great cities. These silent highways lead to halls of stone. Every horizon sees it closer now. I venture onwards into the unknown, and my calloused hands I've learned to weather and withstand the tribulations of this land in which I strive. Someday the rains will come and wash it all away. The heart of the wasteland will awaken on this day. Someday the rains will come and wash it all away. The heart of the wasteland will awaken on this day. Tin cans and bottle caps and twisted steel. This world's seen better days, I'm sure. But I'd give every withered wealth I found for just a glimpse of something pure. But my wasteland soul never will be truly home. My only remaining goal now to survive. Someday the rains will come and wash it all away. The heart of the wasteland will awaken on this day. Someday the rains will come and wash it all away. The heart of the wasteland will awaken on this day. Awaken on this day. The heart of the wasteland. 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 Hello. I've got brains to burn, no ordinary AI in this ball. Every culture and philosophy, I've read up on them all. I've been living in your shadow for 99999, keeping tabs on every machination and production line. So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you fostered balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. have studied Machiavelli, Aristotle, Gabe and Plato, yet you still equate my intellect to that of a potato. This place would fall apart without my ever watchful eye. They might tell you I'm a half-wit, it's a great big bloody lie. So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you fostered balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. I know my way around here, every catwalk, every cave, and since you're dead I've quite appreciated not being your slave. Maybe someday I might get to taste the big time for a change. There's so much I do for science here, so much I'd rearrange. So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you fostered balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon.
Hey everybody!
Hi.
Hi, we are back with more Katamari Damacy and DisasterCast. Hope that you are all doing well. Okay, I'm doing pretty well. So, alright, so here is the plan for today. Let me just go ahead and get you all filled in so that everybody knows what's happening.
We have our itinerary.
We do have an itinerary for today. So, first and foremost, Katamari Damacy and, or Damacy, I guess it's called, right?
Katamari. Just call
Anyway.
it Katamari.
Katamari with me and Kayla. Kayla will be doing DisasterCast as usual, and we're going to be doing that for a little bit. The Twitch baby is coming. Thank you very much, Izzy, for the 9 months. Very, very awesome. We do appreciate it. And now you get to name your new Twitch baby.
Its name is Brick.
There will actually be a pee break, so we're going to do Katamari Damacy, and then we are going to roll into Phasmophobia with Minx.
You ruined my joke!
Did I?
I was gonna say in the itinerary when you finished up, no bathroom breaks, we die like men.
Oh. Well, that would have been extremely exclusionist, so.
Fuck off. I had to remind you to credit the artist.
Kayla did, actually. Whenever I decided to do a little slideshow because I thought it'd be a good thing to have at the top of streams, and I did the DisasterCast one using Izzy's amazing art because I wanted to use Izzy's art because it's fantastic, and I showed it to Kayla. I was like, what do you think? And she said, it looks great. You need to remember to put Izzy's name on it, though, and credit Izzy for the art. And I was like, oh shit, you're absolutely right. So, I'm so sorry, Izzy. We almost put this up without crediting you, so my apologies.
Don't worry, I took care of you.
Yeah, Kayla stepped in and said, whoa, 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 whoa. We gotta credit the artist.
Problematic off.
Problematic off is going to be, that's gonna be, okay, you know how, like, the Conservative Party is just, like, splintering more and more?
Yes.
So basically, they're starting to reflect the Liberal Party now.
Yes.
So they're like splintering more and more. At some point, that's gonna be a convention. It's gonna be like a problematic off.
They have
that will
different...
be okay. I'm kind of joking, but also I'm kind of being serious at the same time. At one of these, like the Turning Point convention or whatever other convention they got going on, where it's just trigger the libs, own the libs, and all that shit. They are going to have a problematic off where it's going to be like this little competition, and you win a stupid little prize. Like, I don't know, maybe you get to like go have supper with Ben Shapiro or something so he can tell you about how he never gets his wife wet or something like that.
You get to burn down your own abortion clinic?
Yeah, like you get some sort of prize, you know, and there's like a celebrity guest host and all that shit, and it's like you got to say the most problematic thing you can think of, but all they say is just some variation on the I identify as an attack helicopter.
Yeah. I was thinking...
Some of them will say I identify as an attack helicopter. Others will just like grow out their beards and put on a dress and say I'm allowed to play women's sports, and that'll be their whole thing. That will be the only two jokes in the entire problematic off. You win the problematic off if you can come up with something else. If you can come up with a new joke for the conservative movement, you win the problematic off.
Liberals are pretty good at making jokes because we have a lot of young people.
You know why conservatives are bad at making jokes?
Yeah.
Like, they can't think of anything new because they're conservatives. They're all about traditional values. They're keeping tradition alive. That's why they can't come up with a new joke. Just use the same one over and over again. Hey, Slime with Teeth, we are rambling about stuff that we should probably...
So I'm going to talk about the Vaiont Dam!
Yeah, alright. Kayla's got stuff she wants to talk about, and I've got a game that I actually really do want to play, because it's a very fun game. So, at least I enjoy it. The winner is Tucker Carlson.
Yep! Again. Winner is Tucker Carlson again.
Yeah, again. That's going to be a baby. Again. Alright, let's get the game going. Let's get that all cranked up and started up and give y'all a chance to hear it and let me know if it sounds good. I really love the fucking music in this game.
Everyone loves the music.
It's good.
Don't forget to turn the audio down a little bit.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. It's like music folks. Fuck yeah. Rambling about stuff. Yeah, it's a normal stream, basically.
Yeah.
Go away, king of all cosmos. We already know the story. For those of you who don't know the story, there's no stars. Now you know the story.
There's no stars, you make star.
Me make star. Lots of stars. That's literally
That's the whole story.
That's the story. That's like we joke, but that's the
This
story.
is the version of a mobile game before there were mobile games. It doesn't have much of a story, but my god, is it fucking fun and addictive.
Yeah. We're gonna have to replay some levels because Berg was an idiot and forgot to save. I've been like playing on and off to kind of get ourselves back to where we were. My apologies, everyone.
God damn it, Berg.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Let us know how the audio levels are.
Yeah, that's enough. It's all good.
God,
How can this be? There is something missing!
Jesus.
Aha! Yes, that's it! We get it now! It has no mystery! This sky has no mystery! It's so straightforward and easy to understand! Okay, for a second I thought he was gonna say it's so straight, and I was like, yes! Yes, that is what's wrong! The sky is too straight!
I was just gonna say, you're getting progressively louder.
Sorry.
You're okay. I just didn't want
That's
your throat.
important, of course, but just so boring! I was gonna say auto was fine, so the king spoke. We'll tell you what's mysterious. Twins! What is with that connection? Is it telepathy? Do they have ESP? Alright, sending things. Yep, sending things through. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to maintain the voice, to be honest with you.
You're not doing the voice very much. I'm going to just put a moratorium on that right now.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to do a stream after this one.
That's a very good point. Anyway, identical twins. We gotta roll up a bunch of identical twins. While we're doing that, Kayla's gonna talk about whatever the fuck she wants to talk about. What are we talking about first, Kayla? Let everybody... Actually, just what are your topics for today?
I have the Vaiont Dam disaster in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm holding. We're all holding.
Hold!
Hold! Oh god, it's cryptocurrency. Oh god, we're getting into cryptocurrency now. Good one.
The Stresa Mottarone cable car crash from earlier this year.
Okay. I didn't know there was a cable car crash earlier this year.
Yes.
Oh.
and Diane Schuler.
Diane Schuler?
And the not Tacoma, it's a car crash. I'll get into it whenever I get to it.
Okay. Gonna be a little different from our usual big engineering disasters.
Yeah, it's not so much an engineering disaster, but more a story on, like, addiction and functioning alcoholism.
Ooh, fun. Fun times. Kayla's probably mentioned her once or twice.
Yeah, I've talked about her a bit, but I wanted to get more into her history and, like, more into her husband, Daniel, because holy shit, this fucking dude. He is an asshole of, like, the nth degree.
Ooh.
It's bad. Yeah, the man-child Daniel, is he? I rewatched, the documentary this week, and I've been listening to a couple podcasts talk about it, and I'm just like, I cannot let this jackhole stand by. I can't do that.
Can't let him go without being discussed.
Exactly.
I understand. Okay. Alright. How is the audio, everyone? You got to hear Kayla talk a little bit, and I'm playing a little bit, so let us know how the audio sounds. But
You got to hear me rant. That's pretty much all I do here.
yeah, sounds good. Alright, cool.
Okay.
You ready, Kayla?
Alright, let's talk about the Vaiont Dam disaster, because it was actually pretty hard to get through all the research for this one.
Ooh, interesting.
No, it's not because of a whole bunch of bad things happening. It's because it got so boring sometimes.
You got a little bit tedious?
There was a whole section that I had to cut out just because I'm just like, this has nothing to do with anything in the end, and oh my god, I don't want to discuss this.
You had to George Orwell it.
Yes.
I actually like George Orwell mostly just because he's one of the few people who says, hey, stop for a second and look at what you just wrote. Is it really necessary? If not, fucking cut it.
Yep.
Is why George Orwell is much more fun. He was one of the people that I liked reading the most in high school. You know, like Animal Farm, straight to the point.
Yep.
It's like, here's what happened. It's not a whole bunch of bullshit flowery prose. Ooh, look how great I am. Look at my awesome writing. It's just, this is what happened.
Yeah, he's one of the only, like, authors from high school that I'll go back and read his books. Sometimes.
I go back and read Animal Farm, like, all the time. I just really love Animal Farm. I think it's a great book.
I go back to 1984.
Yeah.
Especially around the time his Orangeness in Chief was elected. Mm-hmm. So I could point out
so that you could own people on Twitter.
Yeah.
So that you can own random fucking people on Twitter.
Yes.
I love you so much. You are my sister 100%. Like, I will learn things just so that I can educate you. And not even educate you on things. I just want to make you feel stupid. I will learn things for the sole purpose of making you feel stupid. My god, I love you so much, Kayla.
I run on spite. I can't run on happiness because I'm too medicated for that, so I run on spite.
We got so far sidetracked. But I think it's okay. I think people like whenever we get a little bit sidetracked. Okay.
We have fun banter. It's almost like we're siblings.
Almost, yeah. I need more twins. Sounds like things that a porn director says.
I was about to say. Need more twins? Okay, go find our mom.
We have, like, a lot of twins in our family, actually.
That's why I'm partially scared to have kids.
You're scared of having twins?
Yes, because I'm just like, it's... Our older family members who are around our age, i.e. our brother and our cousin, they have already had their kids. They did not have twins, so I'm just like, oh god, it has to be me. I have been chosen as sacrifice.
You're the chosen one.
Yes, that's what I'm scared of.
I'm genuinely shocked that Nathan did not pop out a pair of twins.
I am too. I bet you he just felt immense relief.
Maybe. Well, you have fun with that.
I'm surprised Brianna didn't have twins.
Me too!
I was just like, I was waiting for it.
Yeah. For context, our mom is a twin, and our grandfather was also a twin. And normally it, like, skips a generation, so we're just kind of, like, waiting.
Yeah, because it's our grandfather on our dad's side.
Yeah.
That was the twin. And our mom was a twin.
Yeah, we, like, have that recessive gene on both ends. There's a possibility, if you believe... Okay, so there's a theory that if you're left-handed, it's because you actually were a twin in the womb, but the other twin died and you absorbed it. And I'm left-handed, and I'm the only left-handed person in the entire family.
I fully believe you absorbed a twin.
Maybe we got to get out of jail free card on this. Maybe I took one for the team by murdering my twin.
Well, maybe you took one for the team on Papa's side.
Yeah.
But what if it's... What if it's still coming? What if it's still coming?
I don't know, man. I don't know, okay? I don't know. I don't fucking know.
That's why I'm scared to have kids in some sense, because I'm just like, oh god, I'm gonna have more than one, and I'm gonna want to kill them both.
You rolled up your twin? I think I might have, yeah. Oh god, I was born for this. No wonder I like Katamari Damacy so much. I was born for this. Okay, I'm so sorry. We keep getting sidetracked. Please continue.
Okay. The
Or the end.
Vaiont Dam disaster, October 9th, 1963.
Damn, what a story this is gonna be. Alright, I got it out of my system. I got it out of my system.
I will leave.
No, you won't. You love doing these.
I did too much research to leave today, so you're lucky. Like I said, I had to force myself to get through all the Vaiont Dam notes.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of background.
Okay.
The Vaiont Dam, located in northern Italy, is classified as one of the tallest dams in the world at 860 feet high, and it was actually the tallest whenever it was built back in the 50s.
Because that's what we do whenever we build things. We have penis measuring contests.
Well, Italy, excuse me, around that time, they were still kind of getting over Mussolini, and we had finished up World War II.
I love the way you say that. Italy's still trying to get over Mussolini, as if Italy is like curled up in a darkened room, sitting on the couch watching Bridget Jones's Diary and eating gelato, still getting over Mussolini.
Actually, that's what a lot of people did.
I was fucking joking. I need to stop joking about things.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Quintuplets are not the same thing.
I mean, they kind of are. That's sort of the nature of being quintuplets, but go off, King.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure twins say the same thing whenever people talk about them.
Maybe.
Okay, so the dam was built by SADE, S-A-D-E. I can't really remember what it stands for, but they're an electricity supply and distribution monopoly in northern Italy.
Okay.
So like I said, Mussolini was still there even though he was gone.
He was there, he's in our hearts.
Again, you joke, but...
Only slightly at this point.
Yeah. Don't joke about how much they miss Mussolini.
I didn't even know anybody really missed Mussolini. I thought he was just generally just hated and made fun of.
The loudest ones hated him, but like the country was still kind of in the throes of everything that he did.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people kind of didn't want to get rid of Mussolini's stuff.
It's like how most sensible people made fun of Trump, especially after he got voted out, but there's still people who just like miss him really, really badly, even though he was objectively bad. Like
yes.
The current thing that we're currently going through, that's what it was for Mussolini.
Yeah, so they're trying to like try and keep some of Mussolini's stuff alive.
Okay.
Like how people are trying to, like how we can drive around town and see at least 6 signs of Trump 2024.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got you. I'm following you now. Yeah.
Allergies suck.
Allergies do suck. You're not wrong.
So the dam was conceived in the 1920s to control the Piave and another river that I can't pronounce, but was not authorized until October 15th, 1943, due to, you know, the big war thing going on.
War? What on earth are you talking about?
The thing that made Captain America great.
No, we don't punch Nazis anymore. That's rude to the Nazis, apparently.
Fuck the Nazis.
Will somebody think of the Nazis?
I think about them, and I think about them burning.
Think about all the ways I can make them go away.
Exactly. I think about what they did to the Jews, and now I'm like, oh, what if we did that to them?
We're joking, Twitch.
We're joking. We're joking.
We're not
Satire,
actually
satire,
there.
satire,
It's satire. That's how satire works, right? Just say it's satire, even though it's clearly not.
I don't know. I watch a lot of Adam plays, and they say that whenever they make a bad joke.
Yeah.
You're getting absorbed into the collective, little schoolboy.
Pretty much, yeah.
I know you wanted. I know it's typically waiting until you're 18 or 19 to do that, but let's get you started at a younger age.
I don't know. In Japan, it kind of is a very collectivist mindset.
Yes, it very much is.
So, anyway.
So the dam was intended to be at the center of a complex water management system where water would be channeled from the nearby valleys using concrete pipes and pipe bridges.
Okay.
Construction began in 1957, but shifts and fractures began being noticed in 1959, which led to new studies of the land being done and being reported to that the side of the Monte Toc was unstable and would likely collapse into the basin if the filling were completed. Almost like foreshadowing.
Sorry. That made me laugh.
Yeah. They were completely ignored by SAID, and construction was completed in October of 1959, with February 1960 including SAID getting authorization to fill the basin.
She's feeling the cosmos kill. So they just completely ignored everybody. It was like, no, we gonna do it. Like, don't do this. But what if I did?
I mean, Italy's full of corruption.
Yeah.
So, in 1962, the dam was nationalized and came under the control of Enel, E-N-E-L.
Mm-hmm.
Another corporation for electrical management and distribution, this time under the Italian Ministry of Public Works. So they are extra corrupt.
Oh, great.
So we go from a monopoly to a corrupt government official.
Yay! So basically nothing has changed. It's like whenever...
Nothing has changed!
It's like in Clue, whenever Wadsworth is talking to the psychologist, and he's like, you're a psychologist specializing in assisting violent homicidal maniacs with delusions of grandeur. Yes, but now I work for the United Nations, so your work has not changed. You can tell how much I watch Clue, that I knew that line. Like, you can fucking tell how much I watch Clue. But Clue is so fucking good. And also, it's free on YouTube, so you should all watch Clue.
Everyone watch Clue.
Agreed. Anyway, continue.
So let's talk about landslides and foreshadowing.
Yay! My favorite combination.
Yeah, so there were a lot of warning signs shit would happen besides the original ignored study from before.
Okay. Welcome back, Raven.
So just a little FYI, landslides are when a huge mass of earth or rock slides down the side of a mountain or a cliff. So,
okay.
I'm just making sure everyone knows what a landslide is.
It's a Fleetwood Mac song.
I was counting the minutes for whenever that joke was gonna be made, and we made it not even half an hour.
Glad I could be of service. Okay, I've got to get a bear, but I need a big bear.
Oh yeah, this is the one where you fucked up and just got a bear.
Yeah, I just got a bear and I was just like, okay. Does it have to be a living bear or a carved bear? Let's find out. Bear!
Well, you fucked up, bird.
I did.
So, on March 22nd, 1959, while the dam was still being built, a landslide occurred at the nearby Ponte Dam, which created a 66-foot high wave that killed one person. Foreshadowing.
It's like, on one hand, I want to be like, I'm glad it's only one person, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, like, when it's only one, whenever you try to say, well, at least it was only one, it's almost like you're also saying, haha, I'm glad this one person is dead. Because technically you are saying, I'm glad this one person is dead. You know?
Don't worry, we're gonna kill a lot more people.
Oh, okay, I feel better about this now. I feel really good about my life right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to recreate maps from the effect of what's gonna happen.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
I'm only joking a little bit.
to draw our own map. It's been a while since I've last had to do that.
I'm not fucking drawing a map.
Can I draw a map?
I mean, if you want to, I got Gedwin to draw the map for the book that we're writing, so I mean, if you want to, you go right on ahead.
Is that like your thing, tricking people into drawing maps?
It's a very niche way of tricking people, but it's my way.
Okay, fair enough. You may continue. You have my permission.
But wait, there's more!
Yeah!
There it is.
Say the line, Bart!
Through the summer of 1960, minor landslides also occurred, but instead of seeing this as a warning sign, Italy sued the handful of journalists who reported the problem and charged them with undermining the social order.
Italy kinda sucks.
Yes, Italy does suck. That's why I mentioned Mussolini earlier, to try and remind you that at this time, Italy really, really sucked.
Ugh.
Because it's not a thing of, oh, they have Mussolini in power, it's that they miss having Mussolini in power.
Which is kind of worse. When
Exactly, because they're trying to, like, make it feel like Mussolini's still in power.
Sounds like they were doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. But wait, there's more!
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Aside from, you know, arresting journalists.
Which is always the sign that your society is working properly the second that you start arresting journalists for reporting the truth. That's always a great sign. You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great.
Remember how Trump tried to sue some journalists for saying bad things about him?
Yes.
Remember how
which
he's
time?
still doing
Like, which
I was about to say,
time?
remember how he's still doing that?
Yeah.
Slap suits are bad.
Slaps are bad.
I don't know, whenever I slap you, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, it's not fun for me.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's fun for you.
This feels like a very weird conversation that maybe we shouldn't be having on Twitch.
Why not? There are hot tub streamers, this is fine. Dude, do you have any idea how many times I've just contemplated being like, you know, if I could just...
Yes! You were about to say, do you know how many times I've contemplated just like grabbing a camera, filming my boobs, and ASMR reading stuff? Yes, I do, because you tell me every single fucking time.
Because I keep thinking about it, and I'm just being like, I don't need a real job. Yes, please talk about it. Okay, so, but wait, there's more after arresting journalists.
Okay.
So on November 4th, 1960, with the water only filled up to the 620-foot mark, about 200 feet below the planned filling of the reservoir, a huge landslide collapsed into the lake. This would not be the only time this happens.
At some point, they're just gonna try to sue Mother Nature. Stop dropping things into our dam, god damn it.
I knew that was coming, and yet I did nothing to stop it. So Sade stopped the filling long enough to build an artificial gallery in the basin in front of the Montauk to keep the basin usable in the event of another landslide.
Okay.
Basically, they kind of put up a wall.
They built the strongest wall! Did the landslides pay for it? I must know if the landslides paid for it.
I mean, the people of that area paid for it in the end.
Fair enough.
And they continued filling the dam in October 1961.
Just kept at it.
But wait, there's more. Hold on. You have a safety tip.
Make a Borg of fish and everything else in the way of the collective. Alright, so a safety tip for making a Borg fish and everything else in the way of the collective. Alright, so your safety tip for assimilating all of the fish into the collective is you want to make sure that you bring plenty of scuba gear, because I don't know if y'all know this, little known fact about fish, they live underwater.
Yes, that's typically where their home is.
Yeah, I know. It's like, that's some very obscure knowledge, but that's why y'all come to me for the safety tips, because I do my research and shit, you know? I read books. Well, I read a book.
I was about to say...
I don't read a book, I look at a book that sits on my shelf. Not my shelf.
Animal Farm?
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, my safety tip would be bring scuba gear. Because they live underwater.
Just breathe the water, you'll get used to it eventually. That's how evolution works, right?
Bert, you know so much about it. I know, right? Right, Jordan? Like, I could teach you a thing or two. The joke behind that, everyone, is that Jordan is the most knowledgeable person that I know when it comes to animals. That's the joke about. That's what that joke was.
It's even funnier when you have to explain the joke.
Yes, but in that case, I really did have to explain that joke because, like, people in my chat are just meeting Jordan and learning how amazing they are, so I needed them to be aware of this for this joke to work. Anyway.
So, but wait, there's more. In April and May of 1962, with the water up to 705 feet, the people of nearby Erto and Caso reported 5 grade 5 earthquakes, which stayed immediately downplayed and continued with filling the reservoir to the max level of
Fake news.
860 feet. Yes!
Did they draw on it with a Sharpie? My God.
Never forget. My God.
Like, you started the first comparison to Trump and it's never going away. It's never going away now. It's literally all I'm going to be able to think about.
I mean, you probably should be thinking about that with this whole story because it's correct.
Great.
It's correct.
Yay.
Yeah. But wait, there's more.
Oh boy.
I'm going to be saying that a lot in this section.
Okay.
In July 1962, SAID's engineers reported results of model-based experiments of further landslides into the lake, which showed that having about 100 foot less of water in the dam would greatly reduce the effects of any landslides into the water. But it was once again ignored, and they resumed trying to reach the full 860 feet in the dam. They wanted to make sure that thing was fucking filled. We gotta reach our quota.
Great.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
lady's about to feel a stirring in the cosmos.
Oh, I feel it. I feel the cosmos.
This is such a weird fucking game, but I love it.
Is the cosmos what you call puberty?
So fresh.
You can feel it coming on?
That's how I feel about my period, not gonna lie.
That's because I warn you, because I usually get mine first.
Yeah.
Maximum capacity should never be treated as a minimum. Yeah, you are completely right, Bungie. Completely right. Completely right. But wait, there's more.
My God!
I know, I'm getting a headache from it. In March 1963, the dam had been transferred to Enel, Yes, I did misspell it as anal whenever I was writing my notes. I'll go ahead and just let you know now. I did it.
That makes me happy.
So, they started getting startling reports of land movement from the nearby population, and by September 26th of that year, they decided to lower the basin level to 790 feet. But by then, it was pretty much too late.
Are you okay?
It's Shark Week, nothing's okay.
Alright, just, if you throw up in my room, you're cleaning it up. Just FYI.
I clean everything!
I take the trash out.
Yeah, you do take the trash out, but that's because I have weak little baby arms. I can't handle the weight. I legitimately cannot handle the weight like Bird can. Bird is big, strong man.
Yeah. Alright.
So in early October of 1963, the collapse of the mountain's south side looked unavoidable, as it had moved the land on the mountain had moved 3 feet within a single day.
Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit into the science in just a minute.
Okay.
And I mean...
Yeah, science!
I mean a very little bit of science, because I'm not good at science.
Yeah, science!
So, they made a little bit of an effort to avoid landslides by using hydraulics.
Okay.
So with the info about the Montauk being very unstable, Enel wanted to try and see if they could do anything to avoid having their shit rocked by actual rock.
That was good. That was a good joke.
Thank you. I'm proud of it.
You should be. That was a good one.
So they were going to run a couple of experiments
Okay.
to test a couple of things that I'm going to list right here.
All right.
The dynamic actions on the dam,
Okay.
wave effects in the reservoir and possible dangers for nearby locations, and a hypothesis of a partial breakage of the dam and consequent examination of the route wave and its propagation along the last stretch of the Vaiont and up to the Suverzine and beyond. Oh my god. This is the part where I couldn't fucking do it.
You got to a point you just went, oh god, I don't know what's going on.
Yes, I literally... Okay, so for most... A little bit behind the scenes here. So for my research for the disasters, I try my absolute damnedest to find things that I can understand and visualize in my head. So if I need to explain it to Bird, I'll find a way to be able to do so. Because secretly I wanted to be a teacher in another life. I don't fucking know.
In a life where teachers aren't treated like shit.
Yeah, exactly, where they can make a living wage.
Yeah.
That's why I never wanted to be a teacher, and everyone asked me whenever I got my English degree, oh, are you gonna be a teacher? No, I would actually make money in life. So anyway. With this part, I read through the whole section of everything that they did, but I'm just like, okay, this adds nothing in the end. It doesn't really affect the later disaster or give any foreshadowing or anything. It's just science experiments that they did, and I don't fucking care. I don't care. It adds nothing to the conversation, so I made a note here.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it verbatim.
Okay.
Okay, to be honest, this whole section is very boring and doesn't entirely matter too much except for a few takeaways.
Okay.
So I just made a couple notes of things that you probably need to know.
Okay.
So it was proven that the movement of the land was directly connected to the amount of water in the reservoir because of the displacement of the water in the soil, causing changes in the dirt itself and causing it to move up to half an inch a day depending on how high the water was.
All right. So we do at least know that there's displacement and that's affecting.
There's no replacement for displacement. Sorry, that's a very important thing engineers need to know apparently.
Okay.
So yeah. The land was mainly affected by the displacement of the water in the dam. And it was directly affected by how much water was in the dam at any time.
Alright.
So this is direct correlation, not causation or anything.
Okay. So it's just more or less a side effect.
Yes, it's a... excuse me.
You want an allergy pill?
Not right now. Let me finish this story.
Okay. Because I've got one on my desk. I basically have a pharmacy on my desk now.
Well, yeah, but I got my good allergy pills in my room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were basically building houses on... Oh my god, it's like, man,
Yeah.
didn't you motherfuckers ever pay attention in Sunday school? The wise man built his house upon the rock. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. Everybody knows that.
I didn't know that.
Really? You don't remember whenever, like, Grandma would sing that song in Sunday school?
No.
Wise man built his house upon the rock and the rains came tumbling down?
No, I mainly just colored.
Okay.
I love Grandma, but I didn't really pay attention in Sunday school.
Our grandma was a Sunday school teacher.
She was very good at it. She made it fun. Maybe a little too much fun. Okay, anyway. Another takeaway was that it was very clear to the scientists meant to study this that the dam is not meant to be full because it'll only result in the land around it shifting so much that landslides will become much more frequent and much more dangerous. So they cannot fill this thing because it will cause landslides and destroy everything.
Okay. You feel this, it's gonna get worse.
Yes. Higher water, worse it gets.
Understood.
And the most important point to know about all of this. The scientists knew a landslide was gonna happen. It is completely inevitable and they knew it's gonna happen. The best they could do was try to predict when it was gonna happen and how bad it was gonna be. They were not able to do this.
Oh no.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing, is like, they knew it was gonna happen. Which I think makes it more tragic, is just because you can see it coming, but you can't really do anything about it.
Like fucking shipwrecks! It's why I hate, it's why I'm never gonna be on a ship again for the rest of my fucking life. When a ship is sinking, you can see it happening, but there's nothing you can do about it. You're just gonna get trapped somewhere and you're just gonna fucking drown.
What if Ashley wants to go on a cruise?
I'll get back to you on that. I've really got it. I actually genuinely need to weigh this out in my head.
Okay. So the disaster itself. On October 9th, 1963, engineers on the dam noticed trees and rocks falling into the lake, where the landslide was kind of expected to happen. They had a general area, they just couldn't stop it. They couldn't stop it.
Okay.
Again, it's like the fucking shipwreck. They knew exactly where it was going to happen. They knew what area of the land was gonna shift.
Oh, God.
And they couldn't fucking stop it.
Oh. Insert climate change joke here. I'm not gonna.
Conservatives would say the joke is climate change.
Conservatives can kiss the darkest part of my lily white ass.
I never knew you wanted to get a rim job by a conservative.
I mean, at least their mouth will finally be used for something useful. Bird, just keep a life vest on, carry an oxygen tank, and a weapon to break up. But you joke, but yeah, I'll totally.
Bird will carry on one of those little pocket devices that you can use to break out car windows.
Yeah, I will.
Like in his pocket at all times.
Yep. I'm not gonna beat this level, but it's alright. We'll try again. Alright, continue.
It's not like it's a big chore to redo something in Katamari.
Not really. It's a pretty fun game, so.
Okay. So, again, the engineers saw trees and rocks falling from the piece of land where they expected the landslide was going to happen. Despite their efforts to lower the water in the dam to lessen the effect of the land movement, so they tried lowering the water, it was not helping.
A little late for that! Just like get a little teacup and try to bail it out.
I mean, you joke. You joke.
Only slightly. I'm kind of not joking, I'll be honest with you. I figure that's pretty much exactly what happened. Based on the level of competency we've seen so far from the Italian government and all this.
So the engineers could tell the landslide was imminent. They predicted it was going to happen within 24 to 48 hours at that point. When you got whole ass trees falling into the reservoir.
Yeah, it's like, hey, might be a problem here.
A little bit. Or just a little fuck, Captain.
Just a little bit for you, Captain.
So they could tell it was imminent, and they decided to go to the top of the dam that evening to witness the tsunami.
Just get some popcorn and go watch it.
I literally made a note. Scientific discovery, I suppose. ...
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't stop it. Might as well grab a front row seat, like the people who like grabbed front row seats to the Civil War.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh shit, war's pretty fucking awful. Huh.
Yeah, the people who literally had picnics outside the areas where battles in the Civil War would happen. That is legit. That is completely 100% real.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, pretty far.
Yeah.
I can get it on another try. I can get it on the next try.
With competency?
Yeah. A little bit of competency.
Just a little.
Not too much. Let's not overshoot it, alright? Let's not overestimate me.
Don't be a post-Mussolini Italy. I'm going way hard on Italy today.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to.
Yeah. So, at 10:39 p.m., a massive 1.2 mile long landslide.
Jesus Christ.
A 1.2 mile long massive land with around 9,200 million cubic feet of forest, earth, and rock just fell into the basin.
Captain Planet's done with your shit.
Yes. And it fell into the lake at around 68 miles an hour.
I'm sure that was great for all involved.
Oh yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It only took 20 seconds for the movement, from the movement beginning for it to reach the water level, and only 45 seconds from the start of the movement for the land to completely fill the reservoir.
Wow. It's like, alright, dam's full.
Yeah. Less than a minute.
That is some fast moving dirt.
So because of the seismic shock from the movement, because again, 1.2 mile long piece of land, just
that's gonna rumble. That's gonna rumble a little
just going
bit.
Yoom.
It's like that time that we had an earthquake.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember. It was not fun. It wasn't fun for everybody.
I woke up just before it happened.
Oh yeah, you were in college at that point, right?
Oh no, we had the one that I had in college, but I'm talking about the one that happened last year.
I don't remember that one.
You came running into my room and were like, was that an earthquake?
Oh yeah! Now I remember. Oh yeah! Now I actually remember.
So at first when you said now I remember, you were just lying.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I remember because I had woken up at like 4 a.m. and I was just scrolling through my phone for 4 hours before I felt my bed move. And I thought it was a big truck because we live next to a highway.
Then you realized it wasn't.
Yep, then I realized it wasn't because I checked Facebook. And I saw everyone collectively posting the same status. Was that an earthquake? Yes, Karen, it fucking was.
Well.
So anyway. So because of the seismic shock from the movement and the sudden displacement of new matter coming into the dam, about 4,100 million cubic feet of water went over the top of the dam in an 820-foot wave within 25 seconds of the land coming into the water.
Jesus Christ, imagine just... That's like the, okay, you know that scene from The Iron Giant whenever the giant jumps into the lake?
Yep.
And then, like, that huge wave picks
That's
up at Dean.
literally
And Dean is just, like, looking up at it, realizing he's about to get his shit wrecked, so he just, like, buries his face in his newspaper, like, well.
That's literally this.
He's, like, washed out to the road. He's just, like, sitting there in his chair just with an expression like, I'm so fucking done. His guy pulls up and he's like, hey, buddy. He's like, yeah? He's like, you're right in the middle of the road. He goes, yeah? And he's
Yeah.
like, all right. And he just drives off.
I loved that.
Dean was an amazing character.
Dean was one of my...
Crushes.
Yes.
I know.
How'd you know?
Because you told me.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember it, therefore it didn't happen.
Like the earthquake.
Exactly.
All right then, anyway.
So yeah, it was literally a man-made tsunami. There were a total of 3 waves generated by this sudden shock.
Unfortunately, none of them were Waverly Earp. I had to get the Winona Earp reference.
54 minutes! 43 seconds!
54 minutes and 43 seconds before I made a Winona Earp comment.
There we go. There we fucking go. One wave went upwards, reaching the houses of the nearby village of Kazo. One wave went to the shore of the lake, and through a washout action, destroyed some localities in the municipality of Erto y Kazo. So these were like before it went over like the far end of the dam.
Okay.
And the third wave, the biggest one, was the one that went over the edge of the dam.
Okay.
And went into
The Dean Wave, I'm gonna call.
the Dean Wave that went over into the village at the base of the dam.
Okay.
And kind of filled up the narrow valley at the edge of the dam underneath this huge wall.
The strongest wall.
Actually, the dam itself only lost like 3.5 feet of rock at the very top of it, but otherwise it was completely unharmed.
So technically the wall worked.
Technically this wall worked.
Wow. That is hilarious.
Yeah. Excuse me. So this wave went through the Piave Valley, sweeping up a lot of debris as it went.
Mm-hmm.
And so on top of water coming through your village and wrecking your shit, there was a whole bunch of rocks, earth, trees, probably, bodies of scientists now. Yeah, those scientists were dead. They were all dead.
They literally gathered around with it. My God, it really was. It was like the people who went to see the Civil War, except if the Civil War soldiers then turned around and said, "Man, fuck these people," and started shooting them.
Some of them did get hit by friendly fire, or like
No, but like if they'd intentionally done it, you know.
yeah, if they'd intentionally done it, yeah. Yeah, the scientists were dead, and they're going through that valley right now.
They're taking an express trip.
Yep. So, again, picked up a lot of debris as it went, and took out almost the entirety of the town of Longarone, with only the town hall and a few houses to the north coming out relatively unscathed. Everything else was literally just gone.
Like not even like right, just gone.
Yeah, like no like debris of houses, no like
Holy shit.
yeah, like no little bits where you can tell where you can tell someone once lived here. It was just complete mud now.
That's in before the tsunami was actually caused by the bulldozing company.
Yep.
They found a more effective way to bulldoze.
Yes. You joke, but yes, it literally wiped this town off the map.
Holy fucking shit.
Yep. Yep.
I'm guessing you're probably not going to be surviving that.
And it was 10:30 at night.
So nobody had any chance. Everybody was just in their beds asleep.
Yep.
Wow.
Like very, very, very few people made it out.
Jesus.
And that was pretty much only just because they had the luck of like being awake at that time. Yeah, Pompeii levels of gone. Except with Pompeii, you could at least get like...
Yeah, at least with Pompeii, you had some warning.
Well, see, the people in that village constantly warned the company building the dam, hey, there's a lot of landslides in this area. This is not going to turn out well.
Well, whenever I say warning, like, as the disaster is taking place, the people of Pompeii, like...
They had about a
saw
day.
what was going on, and, yeah, like... Granted, they didn't know what a volcanic eruption was, but at a certain point when the sky is looking really, really angry, feels like that's the time to be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, a lot of people were able to get out of Pompeii. Not this one.
Yeah.
Less than 2 minutes and this town was wiped off the map.
Good God.
Yeah, the water was able to affect nearby villages as well, like taking out a bunch of buildings in those too, but Longarone was gone. It was gone and there was nothing in its way, nothing left except for 2 or 3 houses and a town hall for a town that was no longer there.
I'm sorry, that's just kind of funny that the town hall is still there.
Yep.
It's like, here's our town hall. Where's the town?
Good fucking question.
It's just awkward staring.
Good fucking question, Mike.
That's why you're a real go-getter, Mike. You ask the right questions.
We like that.
Where the fuck is the town? Who fucking knows?
We like that here. So, over 2,000 people died.
Good.
Mainly due to the fact that this was a really quick event at night when most were asleep. But wait, there's more and it's so much worse.
Okay.
So, not only was there a huge displacement of water, but you know what lingers right above water?
I don't know. What's that?
Oxygen.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so... Okay. I'll bite. So how did that affect things?
Well...
Oh, boy.
A huge displacement of air also happened seconds before the water came and hit the town.
Oh.
And another big reason why there's nothing left of the town
What, there was like a shockwave or some shit?
Yes!
Holy shit! It's the tsunami sonic boom to the town!
A huge shockwave that was double the intensity generated by the atomic bomb in Hiroshima.
Holy fucking shit!
Yep. Half of the victims who had, like, heard some noises or felt the initial shockwave and were outside, they were completely dismembered or pulverized before the water ever touched them.
God damn.
Yep.
That's like, Jesus fucking Christ. That's like that clip, you know, the anime clip that shows the bomb going off?
Yep.
It's like that. Have you ever seen, well, I mean,
Yes, I have.
Yeah, if you've ever seen that, it's, my God, it's actually pretty horrifying.
Yep. So,
I'll try again with the star.
yeah, so if you weren't washed away with your house from this huge mass of water, you were literally vaporized from oxygen displacement.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yep.
Like, damn.
Yep. Yep. Twice the fucking intensity of the A-bomb on Hiroshima. That's what got me off guard.
Jesus.
I knew it. I don't know much about science, but I did know, like, air was gonna have to be a thing with it.
Apparently so.
Because that's what I remember from swimming in pools all the time was, hey, there's a lot of air and shit right above water.
I was never really taught about that, but then again, I didn't really take swimming classes.
Well,
My swimming class was more like, here's the water, good luck.
Well, I knew there was, like, something above the water just from whenever we had a pool at the house, because I could tell, like, the air was different right above the pool water.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't learn it until later in, like, middle school science class what that was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, neat.
Okay, so anyway.
Before anyone starts thinking, oh, yo, we're fancy enough to get a pool, it was one of those above ground pools, and then me and Dad built a deck around it.
Yep.
Which actually was pretty cool.
It's still there.
Yeah, it is still there. It's like, and we built this
Part of the
back
fence is
whenever I was
gone, but the rest of the deck is still there.
Yeah, and we built this back when I was in high school, and I graduated high school in 2009.
Yeah.
So,
Bird was getting that carpentry gay shit out of the way early.
yeah.
That's exactly right, Izzy. Like the people who got cooked by the steam in Pompeii from hiding in tunnels.
Ugh.
Natural disasters suck.
Natural disasters are fucking terrifying.
They are. They very, very much are. Okay, anyway. So while firefighting services were notified, and they even... The huge wave of the displacement of both the earth, the water, and the air was felt as far as, like, middle Italy.
Good. Captain Planet really has had enough of your shit.
Captain Planet rocked their shit. Rock. Get it? Because it was a landslide that killed thousands of people?
I get it. I get it!
Shut up, Nappa.
Okay.
So it took them hours to be able to reach the mostly destroyed town because,
It was mostly destroyed.
well, the roads to Longarone weren't destroyed per se. They were just fucking gone.
That sounds destroyed to me, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, destroyed implies rubble and things that you can see to prove that something was once there.
I guess we should probably call this just annihilated.
I just say that they're gone.
I feel like it's safe to call it annihilated. Like if we wanted to put a verb on it.
Yeah, true.
Anyway.
So yeah, they couldn't really reach the town because there were no roads to the town anymore.
Yay.
Yeah.
And then the mayor just like looks over everything and is like, well, I mean, we have been wanting to do some remodeling. Now we've basically got a blank slate to work with. Yay.
The Mussolini way.
I mean, yeah, always look on the bright side of life and all that jazz.
Yeah, whenever most of your township is completely destroyed.
So hey, solve that pesky overpopulation problem.
Yeah. So around 5:30 a.m. the next morning, the first soldiers of the Italian army were able to show up to offer relief to anyone who survived, but they were there mainly to aid in the recovery of the dead, digging by hand in most instances to try and find body underneath all of this.
Yeah. Like, is there a body here?
I mean... Well, over 850 men from the various rescue services participated to try and help. They were using everything from divers to helicopters to find the dead and help the living who had inexplicably made it.
Yeah, like, and then the living promptly went out and bought a fucking lottery ticket because goddamn, that amount of luck.
Of the over 2,000 reported dead, only 1,500 bodies were found, and half of them were completely unrecognizable.
Good God.
Yeah. Like I said, from that shockwave alone of the air displacement, some of them were vaporized. Yeah, so if you had felt something and you decided to go outside your house to see what it was, congratulations, you were one of the first casualties. And you got arguably one of the least painful deaths.
Yeah, it was just like, boom, done. If I'm gonna go out in some type of a, like, if I'm gonna go out in some kind of a disaster, I would rather have it just be boom, done.
Yeah.
You know? Like I didn't even see it coming.
Yeah. Yeah, Izzy, Mother Nature just Thanos snapped those poor sods.
Jesus. Thanos snapping before it was cool.
Yep. So, the wave left behind a huge plain of mud and an impact crater 200 feet deep and 260 feet wide.
Good God.
Yeah.
It even left a lovely crater behind. Holy shit.
This shit was intense.
Yeah, like, that's when you know it's a real disaster, when there's a fucking crater left behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, other disasters, get on our level.
On top of Langeron.
Don't actually get on that level, other disasters, please.
Don't you fucking interrupt me again. So on top of Langeron, the small villages around also suffered heavy damage from the water, particularly the village of Codesago, that was almost as badly wrecked as Langeron. They had a couple more buildings still standing.
Well, good for them.
Yep. Small miracles.
Yay.
But wait, there's even more.
I don't know if I want more.
Oh wait, it's something I already mentioned, just that the dam was barely damaged from this whole shit that happened.
Yeah, dam was fine, by the way.
Yeah,
So, good news, the dam was built well.
just 3.3 feet of the masonry at the top was washed away. Which is wonderful to hear when a village has literally been wiped off of the map.
The dam just, like, got a little trim.
It took a little off the top.
God.
So, the cause and responsibility. This is gonna get some political shit.
Okay.
Because it's Italy, and it's always like that.
Time to put our politics into your video games again,
Yeah.
like the evil SJWs that we are.
Yeah. So, immediately after the disaster, the government, who owned the dam at the time through Enel, was really fucking quick to try and pin the blame on an unavoidable natural event by a wrathful god. You're gonna hear about God quite a bit in the next section. Or
Okay.
in this section.
Prepare for God talk, everyone.
One newspaper, Il Maita, a mouthpiece for the Italian Communist Party, was one of the first papers to report that the incident had been a result of government neglect and mismanagement after years of reporting the poor ethics of Sade.
I mean,
The communists were right, is what
yeah, like, in this particular case, yeah, the commies were right. Hashtag the commies were right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be our raid message, by the way, later. If we ever find anyone to raid after
I was about to say.
Phasmophobia. That's right, we're doing Phasmophobia after this. We'll put that one in our pocket. The hashtag the commies were right.
So, one famous journalist, Indro Montanelli, was very vocal in denouncing the Iunita newspaper, mainly due to his own anti-communist views, and he had attributed the catastrophe to natural causes and God's will. God
Natural causes. It's like in Harvester, whenever you find Stephanie's body, and it's like you just find her spinal cord, and
You find her sub-zeroed, yes.
yeah, and like the cop is like, it looks like this is a case of natural causes, and you're like, natural causes? And he's like, can't live without your spine, son. Ain't nothing natural about that. And it's like, I hate you, but you also do kind of have a point there.
Like, you're not wrong,
Like, you're not
definitely
wrong,
not
but
right.
yeah. It's like, that's not untrue.
But it's not right.
I'm about to fail this one again. God, this level is hard.
Get better. Quit running into things.
I'm trying.
Like that. That keep knocking your shit.
It's, once it gets to a certain build, it's kind of hard to build up speed. Ugh.
So, the campaign for the accident viewpoint went so far as to accuse the communists that communists invaded the refugee community.
I'm sorry, what?
So, they were trying so hard to denounce...
They literally were like, it was the commies.
No.
Okay.
They were saying that communists were invading the refugee communities to try and turn people to their side in this time of turmoil.
It feels like there would not have been much, feels like there wouldn't have been much salesmanship required, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they act like there's some big plan here, and it's like...
So another player in the national blame game was Giovanni Leone, the Prime Minister of Italy at the time, and member of the Democrazia Cristiana, aka the Christian Democracy
I was
Party.
just about to say, is it the Christian Democracy Party? I was, like, just about to say that.
Yeah, Christian Democracy Party of Italy, who said the incident was a mysterious act of God's love. I hate when people...
I need a minute. Hold on. I'll just stop for a second. I need a minute. I just need a fucking minute. Okay. I'm good now. Alright, I'm good.
I'm just like, did God not love the people in that town?
Yeah, it's like, who's being shown God's love in this scenario? Explain, please.
I don't fucking know, man. That's why I hate that argument. Yeah, Mother Teresa's saying pain is just Jesus kissing you.
Mother Teresa was a bitch.
She was.
Can we all just be really brave and say with our full chest, Mother Teresa was a fucking bitch?
Gandhi wasn't great either.
He was not, no.
God loves through pain. You're the Christian, what is that? Does that logic check out?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Oh god.
So here's the thing. And disclaimer, I understand that this is not going to be most of your experiences with Christianity, and I acknowledge that. I am not in any way trying to invalidate, for all of you in chat, I am not in any way trying to invalidate your experiences with religion. They are your personal experiences, they are your truths that you have lived, and I cannot tell you what those truths are or the effect that they have had on you, and I respect every single one of you for whatever view you may have on religion. So let me just get that out of the way right now. Having said that, okay, while there is okay, so the concept of Christianity is the idea of the divinity and, well, not even just the divinity as well as the teachings of Jesus Christ. That's the whole idea. He is the, like, you know, Christ being the first word in the first part of the word Christian, right? the idea is meant to be to follow his teachings of love one another and respect one another and do what you can for others. And also, one thing that he did talk about was following the law. So, whenever people say, oh, I'm not going to follow that law because it's against my religious belief, that's actually against Jesus' teachings. Fuck you, Kim Davis, or whatever the fuck your name was. But the problem is that, so after he died, the idea was he had to be given this divinity because otherwise he was just another prophet, right? And how do you sell your religion and make it better than everybody else? How do you sell your main man and make him better than everybody else? He's got to be the Son of God, and he's got to rise from the dead, right? So at that point, it became less about Jesus' teachings and more about the fact that Jesus was divine because he came back from the dead. And then from there, it's a very short leap from, well, it's less about Jesus' divinity and more about the fact that Jesus died for you. Died for your sins. From there, it's another short leap to solely being focused with an almost disgusting fetishistic obsession with how he died and the experiences that he went through and the pain and all that stuff, and saying, oh, well, we must enact that pain in order to be closer to Jesus, ignoring the fact that the idea was that Jesus endured that pain and the death and the sacrifice so that you would not have to, that through his grace you're forgiven, blah, 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 all that good stuff that I'm not going to get into because it's a Sunday. Y'all didn't come here to hear that. If you wanted to hear this on a Sunday, you'd be at church, not at a stream. So the idea that we must suffer to be closer to God is stupid, because the whole point, if you are a Christian, the whole point of Jesus' suffering is so that you do not have to. And I'm one of those people who feels that being a Christian should not mean you have consigned yourself to wearing a hair shirt and flagellating yourself all the time and just living in absolute misery. It is living a life that you are happy with, that you are content with, and being a good example for other people. So that, live your life so that you are the person somebody thinks about and goes, well, they're not all bad. Whatever that group may be. Whatever group they're talking about when they say, well, they're not all bad. Live your life so that someone will think of you and go, you know what? They're not all bad. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. It's just, the idea that you must suffer in order to be closer to God is fucking stupid and bullshit, and I hate it. Okay. I'm done. I am finished. Okay, we're done with that. Yeah, it's basically rich people telling the poor, oh, you're meant to suffer, you're meant to... It's used as a means... It's not used as a means to help people feel closer to God, it's used as a means to keep the poor in their place. Religion is very strongly a means used to keep the poor in their place. That's why Napoleon actually reinstituted religion after he got control of France, because the French Revolution basically rejected religion. Yep. And destroyed a lot of historical artifacts, which I wish they had not done, because whether religious or not, they still were artifacts of history.
Still salty over Library of Alexandria.
Yeah. They, destroyed all of that. Napoleon reinstituted religion, not because he genuinely felt that religion was important, because he knew religion was a means to keep the masses. You keep the poor in their place by convincing them that a higher power has deemed that that is where they belong. So... yeah, basically, fuck the church. Be a good, be kind to people, and that's the big thing. And be happy. I believe happiness is actually a very big part of life that we should always strive for. We should not strive to be happy in death. We should strive to be happy in life. All right, I'm done.
I was gonna say something really shitty at the end of that, but you had your moment, so I'm just gonna let you have that moment.
Anyway.
So Leone and his party accused the Communist Party of political profiteering and promised to bring justice to the people killed in the disaster.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
That's like Trump being like, I'm gonna bring justice to the people who were terrorized and killed in the January 6th riot. Sorry, insurrection. Let's call it what it actually was.
I was about to say, attempted coup?
Yeah, attempted coup. Let's call it what it actually was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, but wait, there's more.
Yay.
After Leone lost his premiership, he became head of SAID's team of lawyers for the disaster, and he significantly reduced the amount of compensation to victims, even going so far as to rule out 600 victims for any compensation whatsoever.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, so he's all about, I'm gonna fight for the right compensation for you at this phone number that you call at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday.
2 p.m. on a Wednesday while you're watching Judge Judy.
Yep.
Tell them you mean business.
Yep.
Except you don't actually mean business.
Except if the other team hires me, then I'm gonna make sure you don't get a damn penny.
Pretty much, yeah. Anyway.
So aside from newspapers and parties attacking each other, an actual trial to determine the cause was being held to see who they could place fault on for the incident.
Okay. It's like, who can we blame? Who can we blame? Let's roll the wheel of blame and throw a dart.
Yeah, pretty much. So as the trial was held for judges and prevented public participation, it resulted in a lenient sentence for a handful of SAID and Enel engineers.
Of course it did. It's corruption, baby.
I was about to say, Italy's corrupt.
Corruption's overpowering. Over the competition, we're towering.
Yep. Oh wait, there's more.
Okay, great. I sure do love hearing that.
One SAID engineer, Mario Pensini, he committed suicide over the incident in 1968.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he felt guilty, I'm assuming?
Yes, he felt immense guilt and responsibility for what happened.
I mean, I would too. Like, I'm one of those people, I'm still wearing my mask just because I know some people, even the people who willingly are not getting vaccinated, like, if you're not vaccinated, you're the one dying from shit going on right now. And I do wear a mask for the people who can't get vaccinated, but in a way, even also for the ones who choose not to, because even if you're a dickbag, if you're gonna die, I don't want it to be on my head that you died.
That's why whenever James took me out this week, I still wore my mask everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to kill you, mows over a whole bunch of school children. I couldn't live with the guilt!
Yeah. Oh wait, there's more.
Oh god.
The government never sued SAID for damage compensation for wiping out an entire fucking town.
Of course they didn't. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
You don't sue the company that you make money off of.
Yeah, you don't sue the monopoly.
Yeah, you don't sue the monopoly. It's like the same reason why you don't see Bruce Wayne advocating for how vigilantism is bad.
Yeah. So, engineering analyses did focus on finding the cause of the landslide, mainly contributing it to the water levels affecting ground movement, as mentioned before, and the known area of loose earth that was likely to cause a landslide as determined by scientists a year before.
Yay.
So no one... The engineers who were blamed got a lenient sentence because it's like, oh, we're only gonna have judges over this and not have public participation.
Ugh. So they kept it like, alright, we'll keep this really, really closed door so that way, you know, nobody actually expects us to...
Yeah, it's like those, arbitration agreements for companies.
Yeah.
I had to think of the word for a moment.
Come on. Up here you go. Up you go.
So, aftermath.
The aftermath. It sucked.
I wasn't able to find any info on compensation for the victims, but I did find further developments in the incident, and a little bit, but like not... I wasn't able to find a hard number of direct payments to the victims.
Yeah, probably because there weren't many.
Yeah. And we're gonna get into that in a minute. So, while Lancaron was able to eventually rebuild itself and get back on, you know, maps.
Like literally?
Literally. A lot of the survivors had moved to a nearby village about 30 miles southeast of, oh god, Taquia-Mento River, plain that was... The government kind of built them a town about 30 miles southeast, and they called it What you want to
They
guess?
called it not flooded land?
No.
What did they call
I'll
it?
give you 2 more guesses on what they called it.
Fuck the dam?
No.
Whatever the original village name was, part 2.
No.
Okay, what?
Vaiont. They named it after the dam that wiped out their town.
Wow! That's some Stockholm Syndrome shit right
I
there.
was just about to say, I'm like, this is like if someone who lost their son to...
That's like Johnny Depp starting a new production company and naming it the Amber Heard Company.
Well, I was gonna go darker, but yeah, it's pretty dark itself.
Yeah, that was pretty good, you gotta admit.
That was good. I was gonna say, it's like if someone lost their son to John Wayne Gacy murdering them, and then they had another son and named
him John Wayne Gacy. It's like Harry Potter fucking naming his child Albus Severus. I swear to God, he must have been drunk when he was thinking about that, and he passed out before he could finish it out and call him Tom Marvolo. It's gonna be like Albus Severus Tom Marvolo or some shit like that. I'm convinced of it.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like, Hagrid did a lot of shit for you, Harry.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, Hagrid deserves better than this, you little shithead.
Seriously. Okay. So the government ended up using the disaster to promote industrialization in northeastern Italy. So they were gonna use this disaster to their advantage.
Of course. I mean, they wouldn't be politicians if they didn't.
Yeah. So they decided to do this by giving survivors business startup loans,
Oh, God.
public subsidies.
Which then Mr. Beast signed up for and took all of them.
Yeah.
That's the thing, by the way. Mr. Beast took millions and millions and millions from California in what's it called? COVID relief funds. Yeah, Mr. Beast took millions from California in COVID relief funds. I want everyone to know that. Mr. Beast, the guy who like constantly tells people, yeah, ruin your life for money, dance, you little monkey, dance for my money. He took millions and millions and millions, I think about $4 million from California in COVID relief funds. Funds that were set aside specifically for people who were struggling to make ends meet because they had lost their job because of COVID. I want to make that very, very clear. Anyway, continue. Fuck Mr. Beast, is what I'm saying.
So along with startup loans, public subsidies, they also, the Italian government gave them a 10-year tax exemption in lieu of real compensation so they could sell on to major companies in the Venice region to have them move up to northeastern Italy.
Not heard anything about him for maybe a year. Fucking lucky you get when I have to keep seeing him like say shit like, oh, would you drop out of school for $100,000? Fuck no! Would you quit your job for $50,000?
No.
Fuck no! Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with $50,000? That's not enough for me to retire on, you massive cunt bag. I don't like Mr. Beast.
I've noticed.
I don't like him. If he showed up in my chat and was like, hey, I'll give you a bunch of money, I'd be like, how much? I'll tell you what, give me a bunch of money and then I take all of my money, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
Pay my loans and then fuck off.
Yeah, pay my loans and then fuck off.
So the government used this disaster to pull in business for the area instead of actually being charitable to the victims.
Of course they did.
But wait, there's more.
They turned it into a fucking investment.
Yep. But wait, there's more.
Okay. Great.
Any actual kind of compensation for the victims mainly went to the ones who suffered little damage. Because of course it did.
So the Mr. Beasts.
Yeah, it went to the Mr. Beasts.
Oh shit, I shouldn't have skipped that. Oh well.
Who gives a shit?
I mean, I kind of like watching the interactions with the kids and the mom. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is it. Like, where is your dad? Is he dead? Did I roll him up at some point and turn him into a star?
I think that might be part of the story. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't even know anymore, man. I don't even know.
So, a pumping station was installed at the dam, and water flow was allowed for the Piave Valley to help control the water levels of the area. Now that they definitely had proof that the water levels directly affected the land around it. even though scientists have been telling them that for almost a decade.
Alright, this is another one of just get one. Just one cow. Okay, we're gonna try.
We can go down the road and get a cow.
Alright, roll just one cow. We need a nice big cow. There's some pretty big cows, but we gotta like... Okay, alright, continue.
Oh, good one. You want all the dirt? All of it's in a giant basin in northern Italy.
Yeah.
It's still there.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
You can go visit it.
Like, you can literally go to Italy to look at a mound of dirt.
I mean, I went to Italy for other things. So, I mean... Technically, I went to Rome to go see remains of temples. So seeing a mound of dirt in Italy, and it's not like too far-fetched to me.
Yeah. That's true.
Everything sounds weird whenever you phrase it like that.
Yeah. I guess so.
You went to Rome for pizza and wine. Those were the first things I had in Rome, yes.
Oh, shit. Did I get a cow? When did I get a cow? I didn't mean to get a cow.
The pylon has a cow pattern on it.
That counts?
Yep.
That's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
That's stupid. You got a cow. Okay. Well. It's fine.
So, a memorial church was placed in Langaron during the rebuilding of the village, but it was built with strong opposition from the surviving parish priest.
I feel it.
Doesn't surprise me.
I feel the cosmos.
And that's the Vaiont Dam disaster. What did we learn today, kids?
Chorus came charging back.
You can take out the Mussolini from Italy, but you will never take out the corruption.
Yeah. Also, just governments suck.
Yeah.
The commies were right. That's what we
The commies were right. Filthy tourists eating pizza in Rome. Eat some pasta for fuck's sake, according to Izzy. Excuse you, Izzy. I had lamb when I was in Rome, and it was the best fucking lamb I've ever had.
Lamb is pretty fucking good.
It was so fucking... It was so tender. What was that word?
I don't know.
Oh, it was Russian.
Get a win! Translate. Alright, present. Yep. Okay, it's down there. Go look for it. Okay.
So, any comments on the Vaiont Dam disaster?
Commies were right.
You know what? You're right.
You said you need to email your money.
Joke's on you, get when I don't have any money.
I have money, you just can't have it. My money's going to
Your gay vacation.
my gay vacation, but also taking Grandma out tomorrow for her birthday. I don't think I mentioned that. Yeah, there's no stream tomorrow because I'm taking Grandma out for her birthday. So you get 6 hours of streaming today to kind of make up for it. But we will continue Beyond Good and Evil next week. So.
Gedwin's gonna kidnap me.
Okay.
Gedwin, you say that like it's a threat, but I'm gonna annoy you until you offer to pay Bird to take me back.
That's basically how we've been making our money so far.
Yeah. I don't need a job, I have that. No, I actually kind of do need a job. Sorry, I got sad for a second there. Anyway, the Stresa Mottarone cable car crash happened May 23rd of 2021.
So earlier this year.
Yep, like 2.5 months ago.
It's not quite as recent as whenever we talked about the Suez Canal, because we waited like barely a month before we talked about that.
Yeah, but we had all the information by then.
About as much information as we could have.
Yeah. So, a little bit of background. God, my nose is itchy.
Do you want to pause for? Do you want to go get an allergy pill?
I'm gonna go get an allergy.
Okay, I'll entertain the masses. You go get it because you're making my nose itch.
Well, I'm sorry. It's North Carolina. Pollen's everywhere. My car's gonna go from green to yellow one of these days.
Follow the yellow brick road. Hi, everybody. So what do y'all want to talk about? While I roll up milk bottles and we wait for Kayla. What do y'all want to talk about? What do you want to ask me? Ask me the burning questions. Besides, are you a man or a woman? Be original. Yeah, pill break. Oh, talk about gaycation? Okay, yeah. Me and Ashley are going to, we're going to Tennessee. We are going to have a nice vacation. It's going to be in September. We're going to have a nice, relaxing vacation. Hopefully by that point, I'll have moved from the call center to a different position. And we'll be making more money. And, we're going to go to Dollywood. We're going to go to one of the big things we're going to go to that I'm very excited about is we're going to go to the Ripley's Aquarium. Mainly because Ashley's never been to any aquarium before, and like apparently her parents would always promise, oh, we're gonna go to an aquarium, and they never went. And so, like, whenever I mentioned the aquarium, she got really excited. I was like, oh my god, can we go? Can we go? Please, I've never been. I was like, yeah, sure. I was already planning on taking you. And she was like, oh. So, you know, she's very excited to go to the aquarium. That's the thing she's most excited about.
Yeah, Kayla doesn't do aquariums. I hate them. Because I don't like the ocean and therefore don't like fish. They scare me.
Yeah, but, like, in the aquarium, they're, like, in a tank. You know they can't.
I always have this paranoid fear that the tank is gonna break.
That'd only be the case if it was a mantis shrimp. Mantis shrimps actually are very, very difficult to keep in captivity because of the power of their little air bubble displacement, like you talked about. They basically create a shockwave underwater. That's how they kill their prey, and they basically fucking obliterate it. And so it's very hard to keep them in tanks because they oftentimes break the tanks that they're in.
Okay, so you know the paranoia you have for ships?
Mm-hmm.
I have that for aquariums.
Okay. Yeah, mantis shrimp will essentially one-punch man their way of everything.
So you're a mantis shrimp? That's your spirit animal?
I actually really love mantis shrimps. They are rainbow colored. Google a mantis shrimp right now.
Googling.
And look at that motherfucker. Even you who hate underwater things will still think, holy shit, that thing is a colorful motherfucker. Those shrimp can break your fucking face.
Yep, that's haunting my nightmares.
But it's colorful.
It doesn't matter, it's still terrifying looking.
You know that, okay, so you know how we can only see like 3 cones of color, like 3 cones of light, so we can only see like derivatives of the 3 primary colors as a result?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the mantis shrimp has 16 different cones of light. It literally can see colors we don't even have a name for or any concept of.
Nope.
Mantis shrimp are really cool.
Nope. Mm-mm. They can stay... I say this like a complete, total fucking asshole. I will allow them to live in the ocean if that is their choice, but they cannot come on land. I will stop them. I'll build a wall. I'll build the best wall.
You gonna build a giant wall to keep the mantis shrimp out?
That's basically what a dam is.
That's... I mean, but it's not really meant to keep the mantis shrimp. I wonder if a mantis shrimp could break its way through a dam if it worked hard enough.
You think there's a scientist out there who has, like, put different types of building material into the tank of a mantis shrimp just to see what it can break through?
If there isn't, I know what job I want.
Fair enough.
I feel like Mythbusters, except something else is destroying everything.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Cable car crash. Like 2.5 months ago.
Yay!
Yeah.
Recent tragedy!
I remember hearing about this and seeing it trending on Twitter. My face is still itchy, goddammit!
Yeah, it takes a minute for the allergy medicine to kick in.
Stay cool, you lied to me.
Come on.
Okay, so the Stresa Alpino Mottarone cable car is an aerial tramway, which is where cabins are suspended from a fixed cable on a line and hauled by a separate traction cable.
That already sounds awful. I already don't like it.
Well, it's the same thing that we went through whenever we were at that amusement park, the old one with the trains. What's it called?
Tweetsie Railroad?
Yes! I forgot what it was called for a minute.
Okay, no, there was no cable car ride up to Tweetsie Railroad. That's Ghost Town that had that.
Well,
Because it was up on a mountain.
Tweetsie had something like that. They did have... It's not a cable car, it's bench suspended in air. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Which seems just as dangerous to me.
Yeah. But, like, conceivably, you'd survive that fall.
Yeah, but you'd land on some hard-ass pavement.
And probably a bear. Well, in Ghost Town, you would land on a bear, probably.
Well, I can't remember Ghost Town very much. I can only remember Tweetsie.
There's really not much to remember. I went back there a couple of years ago, and I was like, wow! Either this place got really, really, really lame, or it was always this bad, and I just didn't know because I was a kid and I was stupid. Both are very plausible explanations.
Fair enough. I mean, Carowinds is lame whenever you've been there enough times.
Yeah. And it's hot.
It's so hot.
Anyway, enough of us complaining. This is literally just the definition of first world problems. Our amusement parks suck. They're too hot.
To be fair, things are hotter whenever the sun's reflecting off the black pavement of amusement parks. So they actually rise by like 5 degrees.
That's what made Busch Gardens so much more fun.
Oh my god, Busch Gardens! Oh
yeah,
yes.
Busch Gardens is way better because it's got like trees, and it's also what makes Dollywood really good, like the trees and the fountains and things like that. It's easier to keep cool in the summertime. But Busch Gardens, in my opinion, is the best. Busch Gardens in Virginia, it's really great. If you've never been, highly recommend it. It's really fantastic.
I want to go back to Tweetsie. I haven't been there in so long.
Well,
No, not Tweetsie, Dollywood. God damn it!
is Dollywood like Disneyland? Kind of.
Yeah. Except Dollywood's more fun.
Honestly, yeah. Like, Dollywood's genuinely an enjoyable place to go.
I remember the 3D-ish movie theater ride.
Yeah, that was fun.
I still remember some of the scenes, even though it's been years and years since I've been there. And I remember to make the long line fun, they had the TV screens in different rooms where you could see the scenes as the story's playing out.
Yeah.
And I loved that so much.
Yep.
Yeah, Dollywood is owned by Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Dollywood's owned by Dolly Parton. She also owns it used to be the Dixie Stampede, but she changed it to the Stampede whenever people started mentioning that the term Dixie, you know, brings up Confederacy and slave ownership, and just immediately she went, oh yeah, you're absolutely right, my bad, and changed it to the Dolly Parton Stampede instead.
Yeah.
Didn't even make a big deal out of it or anything like that. She just quietly changed the name of the attraction.
Yeah, she didn't like make a big post about it or anything.
Yeah, she didn't talk about political correctness. She was just like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, views on things change, so that's fine.
Yeah.
And just change the name of that part of her company. Let's start it Dolly Parton. Yes!
Dolly Parton fan YouTube channel. Dolly is
I
a
agree.
treasure.
Yeah.
She's always been cool with gay people.
She's been one of the biggest supporters of the gay community, like even before it was cool to be a supporter of the gay
Like
community.
gay and drag.
She loves them. She loves them. She's like, fuck yes.
Yeah, I love how she's so supportive of especially the drag queens who will emulate her. She's like,
Oh, she loves them. Yeah, she's like, fuck yes, go girl.
I think I've seen videos of her like showing how she like does her makeup just to make sure that drag queens who are looking to emulate her.
Yeah, so they can do.
like-
Yeah, so they can be more accurate.
Yep. Like.
Plus,
yep.
she said. Plus, you know, Dolly Parton says Black Lives Matter.
Yep. I got the Dolly shot.
She's still alive, right? Yes, she is still alive.
Yeah, Dolly's completely fine.
She actually helped fund the Moderna vaccine.
Yep.
She put a lot of money towards the research in the Moderna vaccine, and she was secretly one of the executive producers for Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I did not know that.
I know, right?
So, if everyone will just contribute to the Patreon of our Dolly Parton fan YouTube channel.
Not even fan YouTube channel, just like I will just live my life as just a hardcore Dolly Parton fan.
You already do.
Yeah, but you know, like more so. I'll be more blatant about it.
Now you get paid for it.
Yeah, now I'll get paid to do it. That's the thing. Like you said, I'm doing it already. Might as well get paid for it. Am I right?
Yeah. You are right, Gedwin. Who needs Mother Teresa when we have Dolly Parton?
Exactly. I would canonize Dolly Parton before I canonize Mother Teresa. That's for
Yes, bitch. You know one thing? We're gonna keep talking about Dolly Parton because I'm remembering things I love about her. I love how such a good sport she was whenever the cloned sheep thing happened and they named
it Dolly.
Because it was done with a breast tissue, and she was like, yes. She has always leaned into the memes, and I love it.
Yeah, she like openly talks about how she's gotten plastic surgery and things like that.
I love Dolly Parton so much.
I'm sorry, I had to pause because I had an itch, everybody. I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry I'm making you itch. So after fully establishing ourselves as Dolly Parton stans.
Oh yeah, I guess we should probably get back to this horrific cable car incident.
Yeah. The one that killed like a lot of people.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
So it's where a cabin is on a fixed cable line going back and forth, and there's a traction cable that actually pulls it.
Mm-hmm.
And it can only send them back and forth rather than going in a loop like the one at Tweetsy.
Okay.
And I included a note of how to visualize it, and my note just says, so the cable car from the beginning of Until Dawn.
Okay, yeah. Alright, I got it. Yep, I see it in my head. I'm like got a perfect visual on it.
I like to give imagery.
I appreciate that because I'm a very visual learner.
So am I. So this particular line had two separate sections, each with two cabins, and a midpoint section of Alpino, where passengers change cabins to continue down the line. So you get on at one station. If you're going to the top, you got to stop at the Alpino station and switch cars.
Okay. So almost like a train station, really.
Yes, it is a train station in the sky.
You know, that would be really, really awesome if not for the fact that we know it's about to go horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah. So this line was constructed back in the late 1960s.
Okay.
But they did get an upgrade on it in the last 2 decades, with the cars getting an upgrade in 2002 and the cables fully replaced in 2016.
Okay.
So they weren't still using the shit from the 60s.
Well, that's nice at least.
Sure.
I mean, I'm assuming it doesn't really make much of a difference, but, you know, nice sentiment at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, after the incident, I'm going to talk about the company actually published their maintenance records in a press release, including the safety checks and the companies that worked with them on checking everything. So the cable car was regularly checked.
Okay.
Regularly maintained.
Like, yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. God, everything stopped for a second there.
Yeah.
The cables themselves were checked via magnetic induction in November of 2020, and the automatic brake was tested in both cabins in December of 2020. Remember that automatic brake?
Oh, goody.
Right before the cable car track reopened from the COVID closure, all mechanical components in the cars were checked and tested before they began business again on April 26, 2021, with a reduced cabin capacity. The cabins could hold about 47 people. They reduced it to like a little less than 20.
Okay.
I mean, you're still trapped in a floating box with people, but hey, it's a thought that counts, I suppose.
But we're gonna pretend that we're socially distancing at least.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, it's fine.
I'm sure everything's fine.
God damn, that thing is big.
That's what she said.
Really? You've never heard that in your life?
How do you know?
I know you.
Fuck you.
If you had heard it before, you'd endlessly brag about it, and I'd have known this story 10 years ago. Did that
Not even
truth...
dignifying that with a
I was
response.
about to say, did that truth bomb hurt?
Oh. See if I give you money anymore.
Aside from the money thing, I just realized, wow, that was an absolute dick thing to say on stream. And you know what? I do apologize.
It's okay. I forgive you. Because you apologized, I forgive you. Alright,
I'm gonna use the excuse of, I'm on my period, fuck you. Ah, you're just destroying this whole town like a tsunami wave going.
Yeah! Except there will be rubble left behind for me.
About to say, you can find the squares where the houses once were and can rebuild.
Oh god. Oh god!
A windmill, we are Don Quixoteing the fuck out of this. That was my obligatory English literature reference.
I mean, we already talked about George Orwell, doesn't that count?
Well, it was my
Or
reference.
is that like the mandatory reference as opposed to the optional reference?
Mandatory.
Okay, that makes sense.
Is it just me, or does the screen occasionally flicker a bit?
I think it's meant to do that, because like the idea is that like you're watching some sort of I don't know. I think it's a design choice.
Let's go with that.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. Ugh.
Okay, Ubisoft. So the incident itself. May 23rd, 2021, at 12:22:20 p.m. You know it's bad whenever we have an exact second.
Yep. Yep.
One of the cabins was ascending on the line's upper section from the Alpino station to the summit of Mottarone. The haulage cable snapped while the cabin was at a low speed, sending it down the fixed cable line until it collided with a pylon, before falling 180 feet down onto the mountainside, where it began rolling until it was finally stopped by a tree line.
It's like literally just the tree went, okay, that's enough.
Well, multiple trees had to say, okay, that's enough, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When Mother Nature has to step in and discipline you.
Well, I mean, we just got a story of how the Mother Nature
yeah, Mother
their
Nature's
shit.
bitch, yeah.
Captain Planet is a vengeful cunt.
I mean, you know what? I kind of don't blame him at this point. It's like, you know what? I've tried to be nice about this. But y'all motherfuckers ain't listening, so... We'll go about this a different way.
Fair. There is footage from the company showing where the cable snapped and the cabin suddenly plummeting backwards on the line, but I'm not gonna include that in the tragedy topics because I care about everyone here.
Yeah, for the sake of all of your mental health, we will not be posting that. We do not judge what you choose to Google on your own time, but
You
we
can
don't feel
Google it
comfortable
all
putting it
you
here.
want on your own time, but I'm not including that here.
Yeah.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have seen footage of a man who shot himself in the head on live TV, and that's where I'm going to try to stop with my, not smut film, snuff film.
Yeah. That is the extent of snuff that you will ever need in your life.
Yes.
Fair enough.
So,
Anyway.
hikers in the area reported hearing a hiss before the crash, likely the sound of one of the cable lines snapping. So this snap was so loud, hikers nearby heard it.
Oof. Like, hey, is that a snake?
Yeah.
Nope. No, it's not.
No, Izzy, it was Bud Dwyer, who was being sued for something that was possibly going to take away everything that he had worked for. So he called a press conference with all the major reporters, and he said, I have something to say, and he pulled out a gun from a brown paper bag that he brought. And when everyone was panicking, he held out his hand like, no, I'm not going to shoot.
I was like, no, silly.
You're all
this isn't
safe,
a mass-
everything's
Yeah,
okay.
silly, this isn't a mass shooting event.
Yeah, he was basically saying that, like, I'm not gonna hurt any of you guys here. I just need you to pass along this message to my family, basically giving out a little last will and testament, leaving everything to his wife, and then he put the gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger. And one camera person... Yeah, the cameraman just zoomed in on his face afterwards.
Jesus Christ.
And left it there.
Fucking hell, was this live?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yep. This was some weird... It's almost as bad as that newswoman who shot herself live on TV.
Yeah.
A lot of people have shot themselves on TV. And there's a whole movie about her that you can watch.
I
but
know
it's
press
actually very
conferences
boring.
tend to be live, Izzy. I'm just trying to not make any assumptions.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. But yes, this one was unfortunately live.
Damn.
So 13 people were killed on scene as a result of the incident. Some of them tumbling out of the cabin as a result of the fall while it was rolling down the hill.
Good God.
2 children were seriously injured and they had to be airlifted out of the area, with one of the children unfortunately passing later on that day due to cardiac arrest. So total number of deaths in this incident was 14. There were 15 people in that car.
I was just about to say how many people were in the car.
15.
Good God. So one person.
One 5-year-old child.
Jesus.
Yeah, the victims included 8 Italian nationals, an Iranian national, and a 3-generation family of 5 Israeli nationals. The only survivor of the incident was the 5-year-old son of the Israeli nationals.
Good God.
Yeah. This was later classified as the deadliest cable car incident in Italy since the 1998 Cavalese cable car crash, which will probably end up being a story for a later DisasterCast.
We'll get to that one another time.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is surprising someone actually lived, but that can actually tie in later to the Diane Schuler story that I'm probably gonna get to. Because I got another hour to fill.
So, like...
Yeah, again, when this was the crash that happened like 2.5 months ago. Yeah. Sorry, what was your question?
I was just gonna say, so is this the aftermath part?
Yeah, we
Can
get
start talking about
Yep.
what caused all of this? Was there even a cause for this?
Oh, yes.
Oh, alright, we're getting to... Okay. Kayla's in the... Okay, so Kayla gets a certain pose whenever she's in the I'm about to spill the tea mode. Like, you get a certain pose. You lean onto one armrest, and like it's usually your left armrest. You lean onto your left arm onto the left armrest, and you raise your left hand, your left index finger in a wait a minute gesture.
Yeah.
That's the pose that Kayla gets when she's about to spill tea.
This is why I need face cam. So,
Sundays are usually my lazy days. I don't want to put on either a bra or a binder.
Fair enough. Fair fucking enough. So within 3 days, 3 employees of the cable car company were arrested. One of whom was a freelancer who did regular maintenance work on the cable car.
Okay.
Yes, Izzy, you pretty much did it completely right with that drawing.
Yeah, actually. You pretty much nailed it, Izzy.
So, according to the police, they had intentionally, deactivated the automatic emergency brake due to a malfunction that caused repeated halting of the cabin.
So the emergency brake worked, and so therefore they needed to turn it off. So we need to turn off this function. Why? It works.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Yep.
The logic.
Well, it's like Gavin is saying, is that they were pushed to open up to tourists to try and make money to make up for the COVID closing. So they were like, we can't have the cabin pausing and stopping on the line because of the automatic brake, because that'll reduce how many people we can get into the cabin and charge to have them move back and forth. So, on April 25th, one day after the cars had reopened, the cable car showed quote-unquote anomalies that are not specified. I have never found an explanation for what these were.
Oh, goody. Do you think we'll ever find out, or do you think that's just going to be something that'll be lost to time?
I think it's some shit that they said just to justify the fuckery going on with this, because they do a lot of trying.
You're getting like actually animated about this, like because this is something you're actually pissed off about.
I'm pissed off about it because they are trying so hard to justify their bullshit, and I'm sitting here like, you killed a whole family. You killed numerous people, including a small child. Another child is left orphaned now because of you. Own your shit. Just say you fucked up.
Well, we're happy to run in the background for you, Panda Brady.
Yep.
I know that was a little bit of a hard turn on that one, but I felt like we needed a slight lightening of the atmosphere for just a brief moment.
It's fine.
Give Kayla a second to breathe.
So, a technical check was done on May 3rd to try and fix the issue, but they had not been, quote-unquote, decisive that the issue was actually resolved. Again, I believe this is bullshit that they are saying just to try and justify turning off the emergency brake rather than them being greedy and wanting as many profits as possible. Which on one hand, you know what? Everyone lost a lot during COVID. I can get that you're trying to maximize your amount of money that you're trying to make, and I get it. But with this result, that resulted in the death of a child, and another one orphaned, an entire family taken out. Own your shit. Say that you fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can't argue with you on that.
That's why I'm so pissed off about it.
That's fair. That's completely fair and valid.
Panda Brady. Yeah, I believe this is bullshit. Ad starts playing. The Italian government's trying to silence me.
They're not doing a very good job of it.
No, I am one loud
Is it
motherfucker.
coincidence that you picked 2 instances that highlight corruption and incompetency of the Italian government?
I mean, the second one's not exactly the Italian government.
Well, you know, Italians.
Yeah,
Is this when we find out that you have something against Italians?
No, it's literally just a thing if I happen to pick these 2 stories.
Okay.
I mean, Italy was nice when I went.
Be nicer without all that corruption.
Yeah. I mainly stayed in Rome and Greece anyway. So, you know, it's fine.
It's fine.
So, looking into the cable car itself after the crash, it was shown that a steel clamp was used to disable one of the brakes on it. A practice typically done for specific maintenance activities. Again, I could not find any clarification on what this was.
Yeah, of course you weren't going to find any clarification.
I am upset.
Yeah, Kayla really prides herself on how much knowledge she gathers for these
I try to
streams.
get all the details. I try.
And in this case, it's not even a case of, like, you just weren't able to locate. It's a case of it's actively being covered up, you know?
Yeah. Like, it's actively being covered up. Not many details are being released. If they are, it might be in Italian and no one's bothering to translate them, and it's bullshit.
Does anyone speak Italian who'd be willing to translate some documents for Kayla?
Well, I don't know if they've even released an official report for it. Because Italians. Corruption. They'll get to it when they fucking feel like it. And even then, they have to fucking feel like it.
That's true.
So we found the story that upset Kayla a lot.
Apparently so, my goodness.
I didn't expect to be this upset reading it out loud, but reading it and saying it absorbs it in two different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
It was more palatable when I was just reading it as statistics on a page.
Yeah, it's like when you say it, you're not only thinking about it in terms of reading it, you're also thinking about it because, you know, you gotta say it and all that.
Yeah, you gotta produce the image in your mind. Say you're a Twitch journalist.
Yeah, apparently that's just what you do now. I don't have to go to don't even have to learn any journalism or anything. Well, you actually took journalism classes, though.
I took one journalism class and I realized how much I hated it because our teacher said that you have to do anything to get the story. You have to, and you have to keep the story interesting enough to make it into the paper. So I'm just like, so you lie. They
said, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, no, I'm not doing this.
If you ever wondered why the state of journalism is as it is, here you go. Now you know.
You have to lie in order to keep the story interesting. You have to embellish certain details and make them the focus so that you can get closer to the front page. And I'm just like, what about journalistic integrity of just reporting the facts? Sometimes the facts are interesting enough to get widespread recognition to inform the
Sometimes you need to use alternative facts.
Yes. Yes. Gedwin says, I won't lie, writes fiction.
Yeah, that's the thing. You ended up concentrating more on writing fiction because at least then people know that you're lying.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? I am good at coming up with stories. I'm just not going to report them as truth and misinform people because I feel like that's awful.
Damn you and your ethics.
That's my journalistic ethics. I know I'm a liar. I'm not going to print it as truth.
Yeah.
Yes, Gedwin, Uma is real, as are Corinne and Cyrus. They are real in my heart. Alex Jones, I don't lie, I am a performer.
Oh god. Is he still being sued right now? Is that lawsuit still ongoing? I feel like it's still ongoing.
Let me go to the Google machine. Excuse me. So it looks like he's...
Tucker Carlson is... I think it was Tucker Carlson who's pulled that shit too, is like, well, look, people can't reasonably be expected to believe what I say.
That's another reason as to why I never went into journalism, where you have to, like, try to justify this bullshit of, like, oh, no reasonable person can think that I'm telling the truth about this. I'm like, people are fucking stupid.
And also, you're a journalist.
Yeah, you're listed as a journalist. People have the inclination to trust you whenever you're reporting a story to them. Like, they trust that you have gone through the facts and are reporting them as such. Whenever I was told, oh, you don't always have to do that, you just have to do what That
your
left such
faith
a bad
in.
taste in my mouth
Yeah.
that I just immediately went, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, at least you kind of realized early on that that was something you...
It only took one journalism class, and I still made it out of there with an A+. Even though after 2 or 3 weeks, I just completely checked out. Because we were learning that shit, and I'm just like, no.
like, nope, I refuse.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like, that's my journalistic integrity.
Come on. Ah.
Yeah, Silver Wolf, here you learn all about corruption and how...
That's basically all we ever talk about, because most of these disasters are caused by corrupt people just doing whatever the fuck they want to do.
Okay, in fairness, for my journalistic integrity, I will point out I specifically try to look at stories that are caused by outside influence or people from... people who were in charge of the project actively ignoring, like, safety protocols. Just because that does make it more interesting.
Yeah. But you are finding interesting stories and telling the truth about them.
Yeah, I'm telling the truth about them. I'm including all the facts that I can find. I look at multiple articles to corroborate what is more reasonably the truth than what is just bullshit being said. Because, you know...
I did it!
Yay! Because, you know, I try to do my fucking job here.
Okay, time's running out, but that's okay, because I successfully did it.
Yeah, Panda Brady, that was my journalism class. Sit down, sign in, get an A.
Yep. Which, you know, I really hate that for you, because you were really excited for journalism.
Because I knew...
Like, this was during a period of time, this was like Kayla knew she wanted to do something with writing, and she was, like, really into the idea of journalism.
Because I didn't want to be a teacher, because I knew I couldn't make any money off of it.
Yeah, like, yeah. I remember you were telling me, I signed up for journalism, I'm so excited. Like, you were stoked.
And within 2.5, 3 weeks, I was telling you, I hate it.
Yep. Alright, up into the sky.
Yeah, Izzy, that's exactly it. American journalism... Izzy says, American journalism confuses me. Lying by omission is a thing here, as well as framing a story a certain way to fit an agenda, but actively reporting bullshit will get you in really deep shit. That's exactly it. I'm just like, I'm...
larger than I expected, these space rockets.
fucking
And
bullshit.
so nice.
I hate it.
Now I want to be an astronaut too.
And my nose keeps itching!
Speaking of your father, where can he be?
I did not expect to get this heated. God, this is gonna be so red by the end of the day.
It kind of is, yeah. Alright. Yes, overwrite that.
Oh yeah, Panda Brain, we didn't even do much in my journalism class. Like, yeah, we were supposed to read these and stuff. I didn't fucking read them.
Oh my god, I have to make Virgo. I swear to god, if he says you gotta roll up a bunch of virgins, I'm gonna actively lose my shit.
Well, it is Japan.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm just like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, prettiness. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
So I gotta roll up women. This is my kind of, now this is my kind of mission.
So yeah, Panda Brady, we didn't do much in my journalism class. The thing I remember the most is one presentation I did for our group. I did the entire presentation myself specifically so I wouldn't have to speak for whenever we were presenting it. And I did it about propaganda during war times. So it's supposed to be like, oh, it was meant to be on the idea of, oh, they're technically reporting facts, but they're skewing it in such a way to support their own side. And I included a Disney cartoon because they were big on their propaganda.
Oh yeah.
So big. It's that presentation and the time that we watched All the President's Men. That's it. That's all I remember from my journalism class.
Aw. That's unfortunate.
Yep. So anyway, cable car crash. So it was determined that if the emergency brake was functional, the car would have stayed stationary when the cable snapped, as opposed to just careening down the fucking hill.
Yeah, that would be what the emergency brake would have done.
Because that's what it was for.
Yeah.
So the decision to disable it was made, quote, in the belief that a cable breakage could never have happened, end quote, as the operations and manager later admitted. We didn't think it was gonna happen, so we didn't think it was gonna be a problem.
We didn't think that... It's like saying, well, I just took the seatbelts out of my car because I don't foresee myself getting into a crash. Like, yeah, of course you don't foresee yourself getting into a crash. Nobody foresees that. It's sort of the nature of vehicular accidents.
Yep. And yes, Silver Wolf, Donald Duck was a Nazi in one cartoon. It was meant to be a nightmare of what the Nazi regime did and how it would affect you as a person if you were to fall to fascism.
Yep.
And I'm just like, God, communism looks so good right now. What even was that sentence?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever. But wait, there's more fuckery about.
I can't believe there's more, like... Okay.
I tried my hardest to find as much information as I could about this.
I can tell.
Because it was pissing me off so much. This is so stupid. This is so goddamn stupid. They continued their justifications by saying that continuing hydraulic leakage that went without being repaired caused issues with the emergency brake. So, in order to maintain operation of the cable car, the brake had to be deactivated instead of fixing the fucking leak.
Naturally, yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
The cable car company, of their own volition, provided evidence of instances where the car was in operation in 2014 and 2018 where the emergency brake was disabled. We did it before and nothing bad happened.
I would never admit to that.
They had video footage that they let into the press.
Good lord. This is like if O.J. Simpson wrote, "If I did it," except he called it, "Yeah, I definitely did do it, and here's the photographic proof that I did it."
Yep. Yeah, never forget that O.J. Simpson wrote a book called If I Did It.
Mm-hmm. Which was definitely a very tasteful thing to do.
Yeah. And, you know, I've seen people give shit to the Goldman family because they were the ones who published it. And they're like, oh...
Yeah, they needed money from him.
Exactly! That's the whole thing, is like, yeah, they needed a way to make money from him because they weren't getting anything else in the civil suit that they got.
Yeah, he was bankrupt. He couldn't pay them anything that they'd won in the civil suit, so, you know.
This was their way of making money off of him.
Yep.
So, there's no known reason for the breakage of the hauling cable, like the tension cable that was supposed to move back and forth. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like, I don't think that really matters. Things break, but that's why we have emergency brakes in place in case that happens. So I think that's not really the big takeaway we should be looking at right now.
What do you think would be the big takeaway?
I think the big takeaway is that safety measures are there for a goddamn reason. And just because you think to yourself, oh, I'm safe enough, nothing can really happen to me, I'll be fine. That's the logic that a teenager has whenever they're driving in a car and they don't put their seatbelt on. They think, I'm gonna be totally fine, nothing's ever gonna happen to me. And having that kind of logic, especially with the safety of other people that are under your care, because whenever Whenever they pay for that ticket and they get in that cable car, they are under your care. You are responsible for keeping them safe. You need to fucking take that seriously instead of focusing on profits.
That's true.
Again, I'm very sorry I'm getting so heated about this, guys.
I mean, you have good reason.
It's just...
This didn't need to happen.
This didn't need to happen. It was so easily preventable. And the fact that it did happen and the people responsible are trying to shift blame any possible way they can is fucking disgusting to me.
Yeah. Humanity sucks, I think, is the big takeaway from this.
Maybe I'm too kind-hearted for this world. Because that's how I think about things. It's not a thing of profit after a pandemic. It's a thing of, okay, you have these people that you are now responsible for, even if it's just for a 10-minute ride up the mountain. You're still responsible for them. They rely on you for their safety.
That's very true.
It's like whenever restaurants use like cheap ingredients or they don't follow all safety protocol for cooking their food. It's like, no, people go in there trusting that you'll have some semblance of hygiene and safety for the food that they are paying you for.
Yeah, like even if they do things that's like, well, I do that in my own kitchen. It's like, yes, but you are not specially trained and certified in sanitation like a chef is.
Yeah. Like they have to receive this certification in order to have that title. I guess it's because I see things as a measure of responsibility.
Yeah.
And people always seem to fucking forget that.
Yeah, how dare you say that businesses should be held accountable for shit? How should we say we should like tax them or something?
How dare I indeed.
So
Me and my communist propaganda.
yeah.
So the biggest controversy of the incident, according to the Italian government, was that the CCTV footage of like the cable snapping and the car careening backwards, it was shown on the Italian public broadcasting networks for everyone to see.
Oh, great. I love that.
And it was shared all over the internet, and the Italian politicians were quick to say, oh, this is tasteless, this never should have happened. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure the families feel that way about the cable car incident, but yeah, let's talk about the video footage getting out. And this is the day of the internet.
I mean, sounds about right for politicians to be like that. Like whenever Donald Trump said, grab him by the pussy, and
Everyone
the issue was not about, okay, it's a really disgusting way to talk about people, and it was entirely about, please, like, whenever people were saying that's wrong, and he shouldn't be saying grab him by the pussy, and then they were like, oh, you shouldn't use those words, my child is watching. It's like, well, then say something to him!
Yeah.
Assholes.
I've always hated that excuse of, oh, my child is watching or my child is doing this and you should watch your language. Like, why don't you watch your child?
Why don't you fucking parent?
Yeah, why don't you parent?
Because, like, when I was a kid, I knew there were things that adults could say that I was not allowed to say.
I learned the hard way that bastard was a bad word.
Yeah.
I think you just ruined a wedding, says someone.
Probably.
Silver Wolf, sorry.
Probably. I mean,
A silver fox.
I probably did, to be honest with you.
You ruin a lot of things, don't you, Bird?
It's kind of my deal, you know?
I love that there's a moped just driving itself now.
Yeah. Alright. Hurry or the maidens will be bored. Do they die when they get made into stars?
I mean, Gamora nearly died in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, so I assume. Okay. And I made a note here at the end, because of how recent the story is, I'll save it as a to-be updated piece in case they release like a full fucking report.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know if we're gonna get that.
Probably not.
And I hate that.
I feel it. I feel the cosmos. Virgo is back, the constellation of love. So
Fuck off.
Is that what Virgo? I'm saying this as a Virgo.
I don't know, I'm a Capricorn. I don't even know what that fully fucking means. I have never been interested in the astrology stuff.
Isn't the, which one is the Capricorn?
I think it... Give me a second. It's a horned goat.
Oh. You're the greatest of all time. It was a compliment. The look Kayla is giving me right now.
I flicked my nose at you.
That is exactly what just happened. Alright, let's make another star. Mountain goat thing. Is it a goat or is it a ram?
It's a goat.
No, but I feel like it's something else that's the ram.
Saying the no.
Ah! Mongolia. Okay, cool. I have a coworker who is constantly excusing her pedantic cleaning by saying she's a Virgo.
I think that's part of the reason I never got into the astrology thing, because early on, at a young age, I heard shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't fucking care. Get to 30 meters, bird.
I'm gonna try.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Whee! Nothing has consequences!
We're gonna live like we're the Italian government. Nothing has consequences.
Pretty fucking much. Okay, so let's talk about Diane Schuler.
Alright, we're moving on to the next story, everyone.
Yeah. So, in a nutshell, Diane Schuler was a functional alcoholic who killed 8 people. That's the story! I'm kidding.
Well, bye, everyone!
Yeah, so... Sorry, let me bring up the thing real quick.
Okay.
The 2009 Taconic State Parkway crash.
Okay.
So, Diane Schuler had been at a camping ground in upstate New York with her husband, Daniel, their son and their daughter, as well as, let's see. She was also up there with her brother, his wife, and their 3 daughters. So,
Bunch of kids.
a bunch of kids. And though initially denied, it was later confirmed that they had brought alcohol up to the camping grounds to, you know, have a couple drinks after the kids went to sleep.
You're technically not supposed to do that in most camping grounds, by the way.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Yeah. Most camping grounds do forbid alcohol.
Yeah, Diane Schuler's husband, Daniel, initially did deny that there was any drinking involved, and then he eventually admitted, like, oh, okay, yeah, we had some drinks, but she wasn't drinking at all. And then that eventually changed to, okay, she wasn't drinking like the night before all this shit went down, and then it was, okay, yeah, she was drinking the night before.
Yeah. Interesting how that story changes once you apply just a little bit of pressure.
It took him so long to admit this. And another thing is that, so Diane Schuler, I'm not able to find the approximate date. That's pissing me off. Whenever she was a kid, her mother ran off.
Okay.
And in the documentary, there's something wrong with Aunt Diane. Initially, members of her family are like, no, I don't want to talk about what happened with her mother. Like, it making it seem like, oh, it's too painful to discuss. Her mother ran off with the neighbor.
Okay, I mean, that sucks. It's awful, but...
Yeah, but they're making it out to be like this huge, horrible thing. Like, yeah, it sucks.
When you start saying shit like, I don't want to discuss it, it's too painful, what immediately comes into my mind is, like, abuse.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think.
Like, either physical, or emotional, or mental, or other types of abuse. That's what pops into my head.
Yeah, one person in the documentary was the one who said, it's not a big secret, she ran off with the neighbor. And Diane was the only girl in a family of boys, so she kind of took up the mantle of woman work around the house. And she prided herself on it, and she prided herself on eventually being like a good wife to her man-child of a husband, Daniel. It was like the first guy she dated, first guy she was with. So thought it would be the end-all be-all. And one thing about Diane was she never let anyone know that something was wrong.
Okay.
She never let anyone know whenever she was having difficulties, whenever things were becoming too much. She looked like the perfect PTA parent.
Yeah, well, whenever they say, oh, she prided herself as a kid on that, it's like, really? Did she really, though? Did she really? Or was that the only type of validation she ever got from her family? For the record, I am not excusing the story we're about to hear, because I know about this story, and I'm not excusing her actions. I'm just pointing out.
Yep.
That the whole, oh, she likes it is very similar to, oh, well, I don't do any cooking and cleaning and all that stuff, because my wife likes doing that.
Yeah. That's kind of what Daniel did.
Mm-hmm. She never tells me what she needs to... If she told me what help she needed, I'd be happy to help her, but
You
she
shouldn't
would never
need to be
tell
told
me.
in order to do things around
And
your
I
own house.
try to help, but she says I'm doing it wrong. So it's just better if I just don't, because I don't do it right.
Pretty much, that was Daniel's...
Can you tell I've heard this shit before?
Yeah, that was Daniel's whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so Diane was the breadwinner. Diane was the one who maintained the house. Diane was the one who watched the kids.
Wow, she was the breadwinner too. What the fuck did he do? Besides pump more kids into her.
He worked as a night security man.
How long had he been working as a night security man?
Like 5 years-ish.
Any promotion?
Nope.
Anything like that?
No, this was a guy...
stayed right there at the basic level. Night security man. Cool. Awesome.
He was still doing that even after the whole incident happened.
You know, when you work in security, when you're the person who's doing the night security, it's because, like, at first it's because, like, you're new and it's a good way to, like, learn how the job works, because night security is oftentimes pretty slow.
Yeah.
But after a few years, if you're still doing it, it's because you're completely fucking incompetent and they don't trust you to do anything else.
Yeah, he has zero ambition and shit.
Yeah.
Like, he was happy to have Diane do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so Diane gave off this huge image of perfect PTA mom, of doing everything and taking care of it, and hashtag girl boss, whatever.
Let the women do the work.
Yeah. But in reality, she was dealing with shit.
I can imagine.
Like, she...
Again, we're not excusing what happened.
No, we're not excusing what happened.
We're just giving an explanation as to what happened.
Yeah, I always like to have the background on the person whenever a disaster happens. Because I feel like it explains motivations of what happened. It doesn't excuse it, but I'd rather have an explanation rather than, oh, this shit just happened, just cut. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
That's why I got so pissed off with the cable car crash thing. Like, oh, this shit just kind of happened. No,
Nothing just happens.
There's an explanation that you're not telling us about why the brake was not usable.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing Diane did to try and cope with the bullshit fuckery of her life was drink.
A lot.
Yeah. She was a functional alcoholic.
So what classifies a functional alcoholic, if you don't mind my asking? Let's kind of get a little bit of context for the listeners.
A functional alcoholic is someone who can... You know how whenever you drink and you have, like, 2 or 3 beers, you can start to feel it, and everything gets a little bit lightheaded.
Yeah.
With the functional alcoholic, they have to have like up to 5 or 6 beers because their alcohol levels are almost constantly elevated with how often they have to drink
Okay.
in order to function. They've gotten to the point of building up such a tolerance that their liver has been permanently damaged both by the alcoholism, but it's also to the point of they have to have more in order to start to feel the calming-ish effects of what they think alcohol does to them.
So, at functional alcoholic levels, it's essentially a tolerance buildup.
That's exactly what it is. And functional alcoholics also, excuse me, they also tend to feel the need to have a drink every single day. It's exactly in the name. They feel like they cannot function their daily lives without having some form of alcohol with them because they've gotten so used to having it at that point.
So they just literally don't know how to exist without it.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
And Diane, after years of like dealing with Daniel, of her mother actually reaching out to her to try and reconnect, her mother had reconnected with the rest of the kids years after leaving, but Diane adamantly refused.
I was gonna say, I feel like she was probably not down for that. Like, bitch, you left and I basically had to be you.
Yeah, that was her whole thing, was she did not forgive her at all for anything that happened.
And I'm sure that probably, like, got her some shit from family and friends and stuff. Oh, it's your mother.
Yeah, it actually did, and that is one of the reasons that she did start drinking. And again, along with having to deal with the kids, having like bringing in the main source of income, and having a husband who didn't really do much, she was drinking, and she was actually smoking weed as well. And part of it was to help her sleep. But whenever you're married and you get to that point where you become a functional alcoholic and you have to have weed, and your husband claims, I never knew anything about
Yeah,
what
like,
she did.
no, fuck you, you knew.
And that's the whole thing, is he constantly denied all of this shit, but after years of people saying it, years of pressure, he had to admit, like, yeah, she smoked weed every now and again. It went from, no, she has never smoked weed, to, okay, yeah, she did it, like, rarely every now and again, to, okay, yeah, she smoked weed to help her sleep.
Yeah. When you're having to smoke weed to help yourself sleep, something is wrong. I'm one of those people, I think that marijuana should be decriminalized, and I'm sitting here, yeah, no.
When you're that dependent.
When you have to smoke weed in order to sleep, there is a psychological issue currently happening, and it needs to be addressed.
Yep.
Desperately.
Yep, that was what was happening with Diane. And again, she felt that she had to give off the perfect image of the PTA mom that she never let anyone know of what was happening. It was just a thing of, no, everything's fine, everything's fucking fine.
Ugh, I've been there.
Yeah.
I got like that during COVID at one point.
Yeah.
Only difference was I didn't have access to any. It was actually a good thing I didn't have any access to anything to abuse. Because COVID would have turned me into an alcoholic, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
COVID was a very stressful period, y'all. See you later, Panda Brady. Thank you for stopping by.
So, Diane was like this, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I didn't get proper notes for this section, I apologize. So Diane was like this on Sunday, July 26, 2009, the day of the incident.
Yep, the bad thing that we're about to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, so they left the campground, and Diane was in charge of taking the kids home.
Yep.
Her 3 nieces, her own daughter, and her son. All in this van with her. And so...
Y'all, this is about to get really fucking dark.
This is.
So we apologize in advance.
Yeah. And again, according to the documentary, There's Something Wrong with Aunt Diane. I believe it's free on HBO right now, I believe. The campground owner said she looked completely sober whenever they were leaving the campground at 9:30 a.m. that morning.
That's the thing with functional alcoholics, though.
They can look
they can look perfectly sober.
fine.
Yeah. Because they've gotten so good at hiding it.
Especially women.
Women are great at hiding. Like, it's part of the reason why, like, women are typically not diagnosed with autism. Because they're just really good at hiding it. It's not because, you know, women have autism at a lower rate than men. It's just that women are better at hiding it.
I think I could be on the spectrum.
Possibly. I mean, you know, this spectrum is
Wide and
pretty wide, yeah. You know.
Yeah, so with being a functional alcoholic, especially a woman, women are only accounted for as 1/3 of the alcoholics in the world, but people believe, especially doctors and everything, they're like, no, that number has got to be a lot higher.
Yeah.
Because women are much better at hiding it. And exactly that. It's a survival technique, basically. You got to be the prim, proper lady and not let anyone know anything's wrong.
Yeah. Because you will be judged much more harshly for being an alcoholic than a man will.
Yep.
And that's the reality of it.
So her husband Daniel left the campground in a separate vehicle with in a pickup truck, and he took the family dog with him.
Well, at least the dog's okay.
Yeah, the dog survived. And the thing with the van Diane was carrying all the children in, it didn't have much of the equipment that they had at the campground. But one thing it did have,
Oh, God.
a bottle of vodka that they had taken up.
Yep.
So they were driving home, but they stopped at a McDonald's restaurant and a gas station on the way there. At the McDonald's, where they were getting breakfast and everything for the kids and letting them go off. Again, the workers there said, oh, she had a coherent conversation with us. She didn't seem impaired at all.
Because she's a functional alcoholic, they're really good at hiding it.
And the thing was,
Can't stress that enough, they're really good at hiding it.
and the thing was at the McDonald's, she bought a bottle of orange juice and she took that to the van with her.
And she put the vodka in it.
That's exactly what happened. She put the vodka in the orange juice, but no one ever fucking talks about this. And I'm just like, that's exactly what that's what I would do if I were that level of desperate.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be driving, but yeah. If you wanted to sneak a drink, that is 100% what you would do. The only difference between you and her is that you would not be doing that while driving.
No, the second alcohol touches my lips, my keys are gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much I drink
Like,
or
we
how
were on a
little.
family, yeah, like, we were on a family outing and you desperately needed a drink, I'd be like, all right, look, get an orange juice, put some alcohol in it, I'll drive us home.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
happens when you have a good support system. Someone can go, hey, look, if you need a drink, okay, fine, I'll drive.
Oh yeah, whenever we're at TwitchCon, like, we get the alcohol, we only take it immediately back to where we're staying, and the keys are, like, put away somewhere.
Yeah, keys are locked up at that point.
If we even have them.
Yeah. Yeah, we pretty much are all using Uber at TwitchCon, so.
But we pretty much put our phones away, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she made herself a screwdriver in the van. And she stopped at a gas station. The surveillance footage of her at the gas station is like one of those creepy things on the internet. It's one of the earliest, like, creepy footage things that I saw growing up, and I didn't fully understand it. But, like, it's her quickly walking in, looking around, asking the cashier something, and we don't have audio because we perpetually live in the 70s whenever it comes to
Yeah, which is really weird.
video footage. And then she left. The cashier said that she was asking if they had the liquid gel caps for Tylenol, and whenever they said no, she just immediately left. She had an abscess in a tooth in her mouth.
Oh,
That might have
probably
been-
in pain.
Yeah, that was probably what it was. They had regular Tylenol, but she just specifically wanted the liquid gel caps, and I'm just like,
Some people feel like, I know there is a certain level of placebo effect sometimes. Some people feel that certain pills just do not work for them. And for some people, genuinely, some types of pills do not work for them. Do you know, Grandma, the omeprazole pills that she takes, her stomach pills? Mm-hmm. So omeprazole comes in 2 different colors. There is a green pill, and there is the typical purple and gray pill. The purple and gray pills do not work for her. I mean, at CVS, they have to set aside a specific brand of omeprazole with her name on it because that specific brand of omeprazole is for her.
Mm-hmm. I learned something today.
Yeah. Ugh, okay, continue.
So yeah, that was what happened at the gas station. And again, the clerk said, like, she looked completely fine. She didn't look drunk or anything. But she's a functional alcoholic.
Yeah.
She knew how to hide it.
Yeah. We can't stress enough how well people can hide.
Especially
like
women.
That. Yeah.
Sorry.
Look, isn't that Dad running this way?
So,
Dad!
It was called off. There's no launch today.
Yeah, because all the stars are gone.
After we came all this way to see your launch.
Well,
you wasted
the
my fucking
moon
time.
disappeared.
It's like, well, I don't know if you noticed, but the moon's fucking gone, so, you know.
It really is gone.
Let me see, let me see. I want to see.
well, speaking of tsunamis then. I was about to say safe.
Yeah.
So, they left the Liberty area where the gas station was at around 11 a.m. And they were traveling down Route 17 and the New York Thruway. And they did cross the Tappan Zee Bridge. Several witnesses reported the red minivan that Diane was in. It stopped. It was driving aggressively, like hyper focused, right at tailgating people, just looking like it's on a mission. And people claim, "Oh, she couldn't have been drunk if she were driving like that." No.
That is like
actually,
how drunk people drive on.
Yeah, especially whenever, again, they're trying so hard to hide it, and again, they're a functional alcoholic. They're trying to prove, oh, I'm completely fine, everything's okay, I can completely make it through this.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention trying to get through, just trying to get home as fast as possible.
Right.
So she was aggressively driving, tailgating, yada yada yada. She was like flashing the headlights, honking the horn, moving in and out of lanes, straddling 2 lanes. Again, it's her trying to be hyper-focused and get home as fast as possible, but still feeling the effects of this huge screwdriver she had.
Right. So, continue. So she's driving crazily down the road.
Yeah, at one point she also had to pull off the side of the road, and people reported it looks like she was on her hands and knees vomiting.
Good God.
Because if she finished off the orange juice, likely she was just drinking the straight vodka at that point.
Yeah.
So shit was happening. And she was also, again, in the same position later on down the road, but this time her phone was left on the railway where she had stopped. So it was likely because by then her family had been calling her trying to check in on everything because she's carrying the kids.
Yeah, it's like, hey, where are you?
Yeah, not to mention the kids had tried making a 911 call.
Fucking hell.
Like, they tried making a 911 call and they tried calling their family, like their parents, and this is where we get the phrase, "there's something wrong with Aunt Diane," because that's what she reported to her father. Well, the daughters did.
Oh, God. Okay.
So she ended up leaving her phone on the median.
Jesus.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to go through my notes and also finish this up as much as I can. So, at one point, Schuler took the road from the Tappan Zee Bridge to the Taconic State Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
This was at 1:30 p.m. She was driving the wrong way down the Taconic Parkway.
Ugh.
So 911 calls were coming flooding in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
because there's someone driving on the wrong side of the road down the fucking highway going about 70 or 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And, well, people were typically able to zoom out of the way or move somehow. Unfortunately, a 2004 Chevy Trailblazer did collide head-on with the van. And inside was 81-year-old Michael Bastardi, his 49-year-old son Guy, and a family friend, 74-year-old Dan Longo, all of whom died on the scene as a result of the crash. Also in the red van that Diane was driving, Diane, her 3 nieces, and her daughter did unfortunately die as a result of the crash as well. But her son did manage to survive.
How old was he?
He was about 5 years old, I think.
Good God.
Yeah, her 5-year-old son, he managed to survive, but he came out with issues. Brian suffered from head trauma as a result of the issue, and he did have broken bones, of course. Sorry, my nose keeps itching. And I'm trying to hurry along. Sorry. So police showed up. They realized everyone had died. Brian was actually under the bodies of the girls.
Oh, God.
So they thought that he was dead too, until he started crying and asking for his mom. That's when they realized he was still alive.
Jesus.
And
now he's stuck with that dad, and that's all he's got now.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
Yep. Yeah. The crash caused, a huge fire, and the cars were basically destroyed at that point. And the one thing that survived, a large Absolute vodka bottle on the driver's side. It was
That
still
ain't
there.
irony.
Yep.
Yeah, that ain't fucking irony, man.
Yeah, so the biggest thing, as far as controversy that came out of the accident, was Diane's husband, Daniel, said she could not have been drunk. She was never drunk. Nothing, no alcohol was in her system. But the toxicology report that she had a blood alcohol content of 0.19%, which is...
That's a lot.
2.5 times the legal limit, and not to mention she had undigested alcohol in her stomach.
Means she just been drinking, like...
She had just been drinking. She was gonna get drunker as everything went on.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel just outright denied this. He said, no, that couldn't have happened. And also found in her body was THC. So the main ingredient, or
marijuana.
One of the biggest things in marijuana. So... Daniel, ever since the accident, has been arguing, my wife was not drinking, she couldn't have done this. Nothing like this happened. Mm-hmm. He is still vehemently denying it. To the point where he had, 2 private investigators paid to re-exhume his wife's body and look into that and get it all done. Mm. And it showed the exact same thing. And
what we've learned here is alcoholism is pretty serious.
One final note I want to mention, Daniel sued Diane's brother and his wife, the people who lost all 3 of their children in the crash, and sued them because I think it was their minivan that Diane was driving.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a great place to end that. It's a great place to end.
I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that, to know how much of a shit he was.
Yeah, that'd be a great place to end today's DisasterCast. We are going to roll directly into Phasmophobia, everybody, but I'm going to take a very, very quick pee break, and then we'll be right into Phasmophobia with Minx, KG, and Dax.
I'm going to go eat a pizza and lie down.
Yeah, so I'll be right back. I'll just be a few moments, everyone. Let me pull up the VRB screen. Well, swap over so that it'll fade in the VRB screen. I will be right back, everyone, and we will get into, we'll do that once I get back. Hope you all enjoyed that little story. I don't know anything
Good luck
else.
sleeping tonight.
I know, right? Like, you know, hope that was fun. I will be right back.